Okay, let's run.
You feel that?
Now, for the first time ever, Jurassic Park, the Ultimate Trilogy on Blu-ray.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Bring home one of the biggest motion picture trilogies of all time. And return to Jurassic Park like never before.
No move.
Digitally restored and remastered with perfect picture and perfect sound. With all new 7.1 audio and hours of bonus features.
We all learned so much about how to make that kind of a movie that we had never done before.
Mommy's very angry.
No movie collection is complete without these must-own films.
It's coming back!
Jurassic Park, the Ultimate Trilogy. Own it on Blu-ray October 25th.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the 30th anniversary celebration of Steven Spielberg's visually amazing film known as Jurassic Park. I am your host, Ryan of Nerd Culture, and I am not alone on this journey. You got to jump into your Jeep, take a tour through the park. I mean, what do they got in there? King Kong? Who knows? Maybe he'll show up in this movie. Maybe he won't. But joining us on set for this great adventure back to Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg, please welcome Tim Smith is in the building. Tim, how you doing, my good friend?
Pretty good. I thought we were doing Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, but, you know, you conned me into another one.
I understood that.
No, it's good to watch. I haven't watched this, like I said earlier, since I was a kid. That's the last time I watched this all the way through. So this is going to be interesting to see this all the way through for a so many year gap, you know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And also joining us tonight. It's been a while since we've had our good friend here in the studio, but he is back tonight. Please welcome Phil of Distance Nerding. What's up, Phil?
Just like Tim, I thought we were watching The Mandalorian. I had a shirt ready and everything. What the hell, man? How's it going, guys?
Always got to bring the soundboard. Listen, it's good to see you. I'm sorry there's no Star Wars content for you tonight, but you know what? This is going to be a great time. This is going to be a really, really good time. And also, for those of you just joining us, welcome. Thank you for being here. We are going to be watching the movie tonight, so make sure you queue it up on your physical media or streaming service. We're not going to start the movie just yet because I want to give you the opportunity to get to know our panelists just a little bit better. So, Tim, I'm going to turn things over to you first. What was your experience like watching Jurassic Park when you were younger?
I mean, when I was younger, like I said, this was probably like 9 or 10 was the first time I watched it, and I just was over at someone's house, and they were like, "Oh, we have a VHS." This was back in VHS, guys. I mean, probably your younger audience is like, "What's a VHS?" That was way before DVDs, so we watched it there, and you know, it was terrifying as a child. Now it's, you know, it takes a lot for me to see something to squirm or jump or react. So we'll see how this movie holds up from childhood memories of it, I guess. But you know, I'm ready to get started into it. So you know,
rock on, man, rock on. So for you, Phil, what was it like watching this movie when you were younger?
So I've got some fun stories about this. I was lucky enough to see Jurassic Park in theaters when it first came out. I was completely obsessed with Jurassic Park as a kid. And the funny story coming in is, you know, I was so obsessed with it. At the time, you know, I was a kid. I didn't understand that if a movie was in theaters, that didn't mean that it was out on VHS and all that kind of stuff. Like I didn't know about the waiting for video to come out and everything like that. And so I hounded my mom to get me the VHS copy from Blockbuster of Jurassic Park. She tried. She did not succeed. She thought she did. She got me a so you know how when a movie comes out, they'll have like all these terrible knockoffs of the movie itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she got me a horror movie that was basically raptors killing people. And I can remember the scene of
I
a
think I've seen
raptor.
that one.
Yeah, I can remember the scene of a raptor like running into a elevator and ripping some dude's arm off, and it was completely graphic and just bloody, and it was really really messed up. And I'm just like, this isn't Jurassic Park, or was this another movie? I don't remember this scene, like from this movie. So I mean, there's that. This also was one of those between this and Indiana Jones. When I was a kid, this made me want to be an archaeologist, and I took a completely different path. But I mean, like, it was something that I was highly interested in because of Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones. So a lot of high nostalgia for Jurassic Park for me, at least.
For sure, man, for sure. And thank you for sharing that with us. Do greatly appreciate it. So for me, I remember watching this movie on VHS when I was a kid. I didn't see it in the theater. I watched it, after it came out in theaters. I remember, I think my parents bought it because my brothers may have seen it in the theater because I have two older brothers. Fun fact for everyone watching at home. And they probably saw the movie, and then we bought it on VHS. And then I sat down and watched it on VHS, and I was in awe. I actually really thought, I'm like, oh my gosh, there are real dinosaurs in this movie. This makes it real, right? Like this is awesome. Like, this is great. And then you see what happens when you open a theme park with live animals. Sometimes things don't work out, but we'll get to that later. So I joined the movie, really liking it, and John Williams coming in with that score. Once again, John Williams is John Williams. He's the man. He's the Mac Daddy. He's on the Mount Rushmore greatest film posters of all time. And I just thought it was amazing. And also, there was a big dinosaur craze in the 90s, specifically back in that same year, in 1993. A little show debuted called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that featured dinosaurs, giant robots, people. So I was like in the zone when it came to dinosaurs. So this was exciting for me. I enjoyed it as a kid. I thought it was really cool. But tonight, we are celebrating what is known as the 30th anniversary of this movie. We're going to watch it. We're going to share our thoughts about it. If you have any thoughts about it, if you have any favorite memories of the movie, maybe you went to the theaters and saw it with your family or your friends, let us know in the comments. Let us know some of the things you like about it, maybe some things you don't like. Anything and everything Jurassic Park is fair game. Whether you want to talk about the sequels that never happened and the reboots, that's up to you. But with that being said, we're going to start off around the 2-second mark as the Universal logo is coming up on your screen. So make sure you queue up your physical copy. Queue it up on a streaming service. Join us. Watch the movie with us. Gentlemen, without any further ado, let's begin our feature presentation tonight in 3, 2, 1. Hit play. Let's watch this thing right now. Let's see how it goes. We're going back.
See how many times Ryan can plug Power Rangers into Jurassic Park. We already have one, folks.
They both came out in 93. They were both very big properties of their time. So, and they still are. I mean, Power Rangers has been going on for 30 years. People still talk about Jurassic Park 30 years later, as so evident with this celebration. So there you go. Anything's possible, right?
Power Rangers, all they did was just repurpose footage from a TV show that was
Super
out.
Sentai.
Super Sentai, yeah.
Actually, we just interviewed 2-3 weeks ago one of the guys that was in the suit in Super Sentai.
Ooh.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Speaking of Power Rangers, that has absolutely nothing to do with this movie. A few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of sitting down with David Fielding, who voiced and was the likeness of Zordon from season 1 of the series, the very beginning of the series. So if you want to check that out, that is on our YouTube channel, at Nerd Culture Channel, and also on our audio feed for And I Quote, which you can find all the links located within the description of this video, as well as all our other videos on our YouTube channel. That was more phenomenal to talk to David Fielding. He's a really nice guy. He's got some great stories about being on the series and everything else he's done. He's also a writer, a very, very good writer. So our hats off to him. David Fielding, thank you for being on our show. We wish you the best with everything moving forward. And he's going to a lot of conventions. So if you see David Fielding at a convention, say hi to him. I mean, it's OG Zordon, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, absolutely. So this scene that we're coming up on right now is again iconic, because you think about like just being a kid in this time, or just being somebody in this time in general, and just kind of getting the tone of the movie, right? Like you kind of have like this epic feel. You've got these metal boxes or this metal box being loaded up, and you don't know what the hell's going on. This is completely a jump scare horror scene. like this just coming in here and just kind of, you don't expect this, and it kind of gives you the pace going forward with just how dangerous these monsters are.
That's fair
Yeah,
point.
this is why you don't play God with dead animals.
Right. And also, some people are already chiming in the chat. Distance nerding. I wonder who that could be. This is where ILM destroyed everyone's minds, they say. And also, Super Hanukkah 94. I'm not sure. There was a Super. If I'm mispronouncing that username, I apologize. But Super Nuka 94 says.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's just call him Supa. I know what the name is now.
Okay. Well, Supa says hello, citizens. Good to see you. Matt Van Bodegraven says it's Jurassic Park. Yes, Jurassic Park. It was created by just some guy. Yeah, it was. It was created by some guy. And also, Graveyard comes in and he says, "Science experiment gone wrong. It follows Frankenstein."
It does actually. I want to say that that Spielberg mentioned that was part of his inspiration when he started talking about the way that they kind of played God to create these characters, to create the dinosaurs. And it's crazy because like you look at them with these like giant cattle prods, and it's not phasing it at all.
Just keeps coming after the security people.
Yeah.
And you're hearing around Showtime, like again, very iconic moment, right? You just see the raptor's eye, and the dude.
What a way to start the movie with how dark and creepy this movie's gonna get.
Right.
And scary too. I mean, it's honestly like someone's just trying to do their job, and all of a sudden their body gets lifted up, and the guy's like trying to grab his hand in his arms, and his hand is like slipping through his arm. Showtime! It's insane.
And then we get to the blood-sucking lawyer.
Oh God! Well, aren't all lawyers blood?
I was gonna say we haven't gotten to that part yet, Phil, but I know where you're going with.
But the character, though, he gets introduced.
Yeah, when he gets introduced a little bit later in the film. Also, Graveyard chimes in. They say science and creature feature. It really is a horror movie based on that alone.
Right.
There you go, Graveyard.
Somewhat science, but that's.
Yeah,
I'll talk about that more once we get to that video.
It's funny though that Newman is responsible for messing up the park. Of all people, Newman is responsible for all the chaos that happens in this movie.
Just was after Seinfeld, after he dicked with Jerry Seinfeld.
No, this was during his tenure on Seinfeld. Like this movie came out in '93, and he was a recurring guest star on Seinfeld. This was like
no, I'm saying this is after, so that way.
Oh yeah.
We have.
So when Newman left New York, he went over to Isla Nublar and got a job working for John Hammond. And then he's like, "I don't like working for John Hammond. I'm going to sell them out to the company that's going to pay me money to put these in a Barbasol can." You know what I mean? By the way, Barbasol, way to be a product placement, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of product placements.
Well, yeah, I mean the Jeep's one of them, and then the van, or not the van, but the transports for the afternoon, as John Hammond puts it. The Fords, I think they were. Were they Ford? Yeah, they were. So you had the Ford, you had the Barbasol, you had the Jeep, because you had the Jeeps, right? The red and gray Jeeps.
And here go the dinosaurs. Or they're starting to dig up the dinosaurs here.
Does a certain word come up anytime?
Well, not yet.
I mean, not really dinosaurs, more the bloodsuckers. That's better.
So where I'm at now is they're actually
okay. Now they're digging up the bones in one.
Yeah, so I'm probably a couple seconds ahead of you here.
Okay. Yeah.
And now it says Badlands on my screen.
They're still digging up.
Awesome.
That's fine.
Wonderful.
I hate computers.
Feelings mutual. That's a good way to introduce our two of the lead characters.
Right. It's just
I hate computers.
I love this. Again, this is another scene that I just always remember is when he like scares the crap out of the kid.
Yeah, the little kid. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he was a snot-nosed punk though.
That kid was a dick, but I mean, like he's talking about putting his claw through his stomach. Right.
Oh, by the way, let me ask you a question though about this piece of technology that they're using to dig into the ground, right? Mm-hmm. So, do you think this would have helped the people who lived in what was it called again? Oh, Perfection, Nevada, when that little indie film Tremors came out?
Oh, it might have actually if they had that LiDAR. That probably would have helped.
Yeah, it probably would have helped figure out where they were.
Because I mean, if they would have hit that and they're still standing there, I think they would have been dead.
No. What I'm saying is, if you inject it into the ground, like you can find it where the nest is, or where they like are coming from, or where they're going to be. You know, map it out. You know what I mean? Because the female character, I forget her name, Rhonda in Tremors, she like maps it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but they're
I don't
always. I don't know.
That was a
Maybe
question
another one
on a
we'd
trivia
watch.
match I was in the other night. The question was, where did you name the movie from this quote? And it says, broke into the wrong blank rec room, you big, you know what? So, by the way, I got the question right about Tremors. There's a Tremors question, Phil, and I got it.
I mean, it's good. Looks more like a 6-foot turkey.
Good turkey. That doesn't look very scary. By the way, wasn't that kid in something else? Because I feel like that kid would have been in another movie.
Yeah.
He was actually. I'm trying to remember what it was, but he did end up. He ended up being in a whole bunch of stuff later.
Let me ask you this: was he in Matilda, or was he in the movie Harriet the Spy with Michelle Trachtenberg?
I think it was Matilda.
Was he the kid who ate all the cake in Matilda? Was that him?
It could have been.
No, I think it was a different actor.
Are you?
Yeah, I
mean,
think
he
it
looks like
was.
him.
And he just stares right back
From the sides.
From sides. Doesn't come at you from here, not there, but from the side.
His Velociraptor is a pack hunter.
My goodness, man, Sam Neill. Oh,
This character is so wonderful. Like, I love that they brought him back.
really? Even though the sequels for me never happened.
I mean, they brought him back in Jurassic.
Well, they brought him back in JP3, and then they brought all of them back for Dominion.
Dominion is.
Oh, that wasn't Kingdom? I thought it was Kingdom.
Well, you know what? It's funny though, because, and we can get into this later in the discussion if you want, or we can discuss it now, even though we're going through this. He's spilling your intestines. Anyway, so Lost World, I didn't like as much, obviously. And then when Jurassic Park 3 came out, and they brought back both Sam Neill and who was the Laura Dern, even though Laura Dern's only in it for a very small amount of time, I thought to myself, oh, now you're really bringing back some of the cast members, not just one or two. That's good. I like this, you know. Or it was they brought back 4 in the second one, and then they brought back 2 in this one. Well, I guess they decreased in value. Whatever. Anyway, I enjoyed Jurassic Park 3 more than the second one. I'll say it. I did for the time. I haven't seen Jurassic Park 3 in ages. Heck, I haven't even seen Lost World. I mean, it's on TV all the flipping time, but I don't like sit through all 3 hours of it.
Yeah, and Vince Vaughn's character in Jurassic
as the photographer.
Yeah,
he
ends up being the dickhead that's like stealing everything.
Yeah.
Like,
was he the Dennis Nedry of that movie?
He kind of was the Dennis Nedry of that movie.
Really? Dude, I don't remember him being like that in the second movie. Well, that's because I haven't seen the second movie in so long. So
yeah, because towards the end, like, you know, it turns out that he was like stealing dinosaur eggs for InGen.
Oh, that's yeah. Oh my gosh, I have to go back and watch that. Not the movie entirely, but there are sequences I'm sure you can find online. You know what? I gotta go back.
I think it's tied together up on YouTube. Like if you type it in.
Yeah, I think if you type in YouTube, like people who stole or like just the bad people from Jurassic Park,
so again, here's a really good introduction. We get Hammond.
We were saving that for today.
Right.
I guarantee it.
Just kind of, again, the way that he kind of just does things. He's pointing at him and he goes, "Oh, cool. Let me just shake your finger real quick here."
That's got dust and sand all over it, by the way.
I mean, I'll give it up for Hammond. He's a good talker.
He is.
He's a great actor too.
Yeah.
What was Richard Attenborough? Great actor. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that we lost. I mean, you know, he passed away years ago, but rest in peace, Richard Attenborough. By the way, Dave Mattingly's here. He says, "Greetings, dinosaur men." Hello, Dave Mattingly. Good to see you, kind sir. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. Also, what was it? Graveyard chimed in on something. I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, Graveyard says, "Greed is the course for all the chaos in the movies." Good point, Graveyard.
Yeah. Greed is always the cause. Like, it's always money that causes every problem in every movie.
Yeah, just like Gordon Gekko taught us, greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
I mean,
greed is not good.
In the first movie, I think for the scientists, the greed of just trying or just bringing these creatures back, like, oh, we're going to do it. Like,
right.
There's sometimes you just should.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
All attractions are going to drive children out of their minds. As far as this movie goes, this is my introduction to a lot of different actors. This was my introduction to Richard Attenborough. It was my introduction to Sam Neill and Laura Dern and the K.I.tician, Jeff Goldblum. So this was an introduction for me for a lot of different actors in this movie, and that's good stuff because they all do. I mean, the lead actors do a really good job in this.
Yeah,
especially Jeff Goldblum. Oh my gosh,
Goldblum,
and he's like that in real life anyway, so it just kind of like suits him, right?
Life finds a way.
Yeah, which we will get to eventually. And also, we got more people chiming in the chat. Dave Mattingly says, for a while there, I considered doing my engineering thesis on chaos theory. All the chaoticians that I met acted just like Jeff Goldblum. Many years before this movie, they got it perfect.
Oh, great.
That's really cool, Dave. That's really cool. By the way, K Grove 94 chimes in. They say, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. That's right. It's a good point. It's a good point. By the way, for those of you just joining us here, we are celebrating what is known as the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park with a watch-along. If you want to keep your copy on a physical media or a streaming service, please do so and watch the movie with us. Share your favorite things about the movie, maybe your not-so-favorite things about the movie. Maybe share some other things about the Jurassic Park franchise that may work for you, some of the things that may not. Leave any and all your thoughts in the comments or the live chat. Whether you are joining us live or on the replay, we thank you so much for being with us. And thank you to our panelists, Tim and Phil, for being with us as well.
I never noticed in that last scene that there's like a giant thing of Elmer's glue just sitting on the table right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how they pieced them back together for actual real digs at times.
So Dennis Nedry, here we are.
Oh, by the way, Dave Manley chimes in. He says, Jeff Goldblum is not an exaggeration. He's a reflection.
Yeah.
There you go, man. By the way, Tim, where are we in Jurassic Park? Can you give us a timestamp?
I got 15:15.
There you go. That's a nice round number. 15:15 is where we are in the movie. So if you want to queue up your copy on a physical media or streaming service, please do. Oh, Dotson. You shouldn't use my name.
Who are you trying to look like? Secret agent?
Dotson. We got Dotson here.
He would be the worst agent or super agent.
Nobody cares. Phil, what are you trying to look like? Secret agent? What a great introduction to Dennis Nedry, too. He's just, oh, gosh.
Like, he's a sleazy dirtbag. And I mean, like, he kind of is the same thing as Newman. Newman's kind of sleazy, too.
Yeah, it's the same. Oh, yeah. It's great. It's beautiful. I love it.
The squeal. Right there, the squeal.
The bottom screws open. You turn this, and then he's just laughing. And Customs can check it if they want to. Here, let me see. Go ahead. Oh, that's brilliant.
And then he just puts it on top of a pie.
But that's up to your guy on the boat. 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock. Make sure he gets it right. How do you plan to beat security? Oh, I got an 18-minute window. Your company catches up on 10 years of research. Don't get cheap on me, Dotson. That was Hammond's mistake. Don't get cheap on me, Dotson. K Grove chimes in. They say that after sabotaging what is known as Jurassic Park, he get reincarnated as a greedy toy collector who steals Woody from a yard sale in what is known as Toy Story 2. Did he play Big Al?
Yeah, I think so.
That was him. That was Newman.
I did not realize he played Big Al.
You didn't know that was Wayne Knight?
No, I didn't know that.
Dude, I could have told you that.
Yeah.
So you two.
I love that he carries around just that raptor's claw.
You two dig up dinosaurs. Ow. I'm a K-itician. Someone
you
said
you just see Alan just like shut the fuck up.
That's exactly.
By the way, K Grove confirms our suspicions. He was Al there, Phil. That Wayne Knight was Al. You wouldn't do that. Dave Mattingly says, for some great early Goldblum films, check out The Tall Guy. Earth Girls Are Easy, which features a very beautiful, what was her name? Gina Davis. Thank you.
Yeah.
And wasn't Jim Carrey in that too?
Amazing.
Dave, wasn't Jim Carrey in Earth Girls Are Easy, if I remember correctly? Isn't that what it was?
I think he was, actually.
He was one of the aliens, wasn't he? And then Buckaroo Banzai, Ernie Kovacs, Transylvania 65000. I never heard of that.
Snatchers.
Body Snatchers.
And
I
of course,
think I may have heard of that, Dave. I may have heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it. Obviously, I've never seen it. And of course, David Cronenberg's film, The Fly, which, by the way, Dave,
That's great score.
that is sitting on my queue. I'm going to watch the Fly because I really like Jeff Goldblum and I like Gina Davis. And you get the best of both worlds in that movie. And
You've never seen The Fly?
Dude, no. I've never seen any of these movies you just mentioned.
Wow.
What?
I've never seen any of these movies Dave Manley just mentioned.
Okay.
By the way,
Girls are
You
easy
definitely
to
need to see
watch.
The Fly.
well, I do need to see The Fly. What were you going to say, Phil, in response to that?
No, I was saying you definitely need to see Earth Girls Are Easy. You need to see Buckaroo Banzai. It was another amazing movie.
Oh, geez.
Body Snatchers is great, and of course The Fly, man. Like, you have to watch those movies. They're all great.
I agree. And then Dave Manley says, yes, Jim Carrey as well as Damon Wayans were the other aliens in Earth Girls Are Easy. No kidding.
Earth Girls Are Easy has a surprisingly large cast. There are a lot of future stars that are in that movie.
Okay. Have to excuse me. Have to look up those movies. I know The Fly is currently streaming on Max, so I don't know about the other movies. I'd have to Google them. Or Dave, if you want to send me links in the DMs, like you always tend to do after a show, go right ahead because I'm used to getting your DMs right after the show.
For those that are joining us like right now, if you are looking for a place to watch Jurassic Park, it's on Peacock. That's what I'm watching it on right now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's on Peacock. I believe it's also
Or
on
Vudu,
Amazon, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Oh, it's on Vudu too. There, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just joining us. So it's streaming on Vudu. It's streaming on Peacock. I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon Prime, if I remember correctly. But since I'm such a big physical media proponent, I have it on DVD and Blu-ray. So I'm watching it on DVD right now. So there you go.
I have it on Blu-ray, but it's put away, and I don't have a DVD or a Blu-ray player
Oh, that's a
anymore.
bummer.
So.
Oh, by the way, I have Jurassic Park on limited edition steelbook
Oh, that was a good one.
with a nice piece of limited edition artwork that they put, because when they re-released a bunch of Universal movies, they put these like real special artwork on the covers. They're fantastic. I have Jurassic Park and the Incredible Hulk limited edition steelbook for that, which is good stuff. I like both movies for different reasons, of course.
Now, if I was them going through this and seeing this, I'd be like, why the hell are we here again? This does not look safe.
What do we need why do you guys need a 10,000 volt like fence?
Yeah.
Electrical fence? Is it not a fence, but like a not a container.
No, it's a fence.
Is it a fence?
It's a fence.
Yeah, it's a fence. All right, I'm trying to think. Like, is it a fence or stuff? Anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. In 48 hours, I will be accepting your apologies. He's so man, John Hammond is so good.
So again, we're getting into the scene where
this is a great scene too.
The first time that any of us see it, everybody's just mind gets blown because ILM was capable of doing this.
Yeah. For 1993, this was incredibly groundbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, it still holds up to this day. Like when
30 years later, it holds up.
Yeah. You look at this stuff and it's still better than some of the CGI we see in movies now.
That's a fair point, actually.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this GIF of him ripping off his sunglasses has been used a lot.
Yeah.
And then,
I love this. He grabs her hair and she's like, "No, move your head."
She's like, because she's a paleobotanist, so she's just interested in the plants. She's like,
right. She's like, "This shouldn't exist," and it's like, "No, look at the animal.
Dude, look at this. Like, look at what I'm doing.
God, look how beautiful this is, man. Like,
and the score by John Williams just makes it all the better.
God.
The
Look at this.
audio in general, just so not even just the score and everything like that, but like the
sound design,
the sound design and the editing, because you get the girth from the sound out of the creature itself, but then on top of that, it sounds like it's giant and lumbering and moving around the way exactly that it does in the movie.
You did it, you crazy son of a bitch! You did. Look at the driver just looking at Goldblum. It's amazing. Amazing stuff. This is great work.
Right here, it's like you can get the weight of the character just through this right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
Jeff Goldblum just
You made a T-Rex? We have a
Well, we
T-Rex.
clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour. T-Rex? Mm-hmm. You said you have a T-Rex? Say again. We have a T-Rex. Oh my god. Here, just put your head between your knees. Put it between your knees. Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
So iconic, this
Again,
scene.
this
So
that look right there, just seeing his face when he looks over.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's beautiful what they could do in '93. It is.
A lot of this too is just they had the lighting down really well with this.
they're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
I mean, ILM, even from when we did the Star Wars ones, those effects still held up with the model.
Mhm.
Remember, this is the first movie. This is the first movie that ILM did purely in CGI.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. More. By the way, for those who just joined, we are in awe of the sequence that we just saw in the movie Jurassic Park. We're celebrating its 30th anniversary tonight with a watch along. More people are chiming in the chat. Let's see here. Dave Manley says the tall guy is on Plex and Canopy for free with no ads. Thank you, Dave. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension is on Tubi. Hey, I have Tubi. Tubi is great, by the way.
Mhm.
And Pluto with ads. That's good stuff. And also, our good friend Kearns is in the building. He says, hello, Ryan. I just got back, so I can be on if you want me to be. Kearns, jump on in here, buddy. You know where we are. You know where we're coming from. Jump on in here, buddy. And Dave Mattingly says, Transylvania 65000. Is that the actual name of the movie?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania 65000. Okay.
5,000.
Is on Tubi with ads. Okay, Dave, thank you. I do have Tubi. That's a good one. And by the way, someone named, is it Greg Hicks? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
He says, wait, what the H? It's a Sunday stream, Phil?
Yeah. Greg, this is a stream on Nerd Culture's channel. We're just restreaming it to our channels.
Yes. Yep. It's one of the features certain people can use by the way, this is a behind the scenes secret on StreamYard. And Dave Manley says Invasion of the Body Snatchers is actually on Prime and Max. Thank you very much. The Fly is on Max. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. And Gregory Hicks says, ooh, gotcha. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you wondering, please welcome to the set. Matt Kearns is here. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Everyone's
that's
excited.
new.
Everyone's excited that you're here because life
Finds a way.
finds a
It
way.
does.
Matt Kearns,
Hello,
welcome
John.
back, man. How are you,
Hello,
good sir?
I'm doing good. Can you guys give me a timestamp?
Phil, Phil or Tim, give him a timestamp.
Are you on DVD or streaming?
I'm on Vudu, so that's my
Tim
digital
has
copy.
25.
25, Matt.
At this time, hold on, Matt. Just
You know what? I'll go to 25, 30,
Yeah, that's fine.
and just
I was gonna say go to 25. Go to 25, 40, 47.
okay, 25, 47. You got
Yep.
it. And then just tell me.
We got the DNA guy up on screen telling us
Yeah.
about Dino DNA, and Sam Neill just looked at the screen, being like, "Huh, I wonder what this is."
Even
Us
though it's not
hatch
Star Wars.
dinosaurs, just like today.
By the way, Dave Mattingly says Kearns finds a way. That's
I
true,
do.
Dave. He does. Kearns
do.
is here, and he's in the building, and we are happy that Matt Kearns is with us for this 30th anniversary celebration of Jurassic Park, directed by the incredible Steven Spielberg. So, if you don't mind me asking, since you're just joining us, first of all, welcome for those of you tuning in, whether you're watching this live on the replay. Secondly, Matt Kearns is just joining us. So, Matt, I got to ask you, what was it like watching this movie when you were younger?
So my introduction to Jurassic Park was actually the ride. Went to Universal without ever seeing the movie.
Wow.
And I have to be honest, it terrified me. So I said, screw that movie. I'm never watching it. But then this weird thing happened to where when we came back, I just kept thinking about the ride. And I was like, maybe I should watch that movie. So I did. And I watched it the worst way possible, which was in my house by myself on our computer. And the scene when, and we're going to get to it, when Mr. Hammond were back in business, I nearly fell out of the chair because I was so freaked out, but I loved it.
Is that the arm scene?
No, It is,
No,
but it's the moment right
it's before the arm touches her. It's before
right when she turns everything back on. She's like, Mr. Ham, I figured back to visit the Velociraptor.
And then the Velociraptor just pokes out of the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's wow. That's an interesting way of discovering Jurassic Park through the ride. But hey, we appreciate that. So that's cool, Matt. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and welcome to the stream. Thank you for being with us. Greatly appreciate it. Now we got the Fantastic Four up in here now. And by the way, Dave Mattingly says the DNA guy, Dino DNA guy, looks like a young Anthony Perkins. That's interesting. That's an interesting observation there, Dave.
And then now we get BD Wong, who has a mainstay in this entire franchise.
Wait, what time are we up to? Did we miss 2547, Tim?
I'm at 2802, 2803.
We're supposed to tell him when we hit 2547. Come on, Tim.
Oh,
come on, man.
We misunderstood.
Go to 2825 and I'll tell you when this time.
You know what? Just because seconds are always hard, tell me when you hit 29 on the dot.
I will. I will keep a. I will.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a great show, right? We used to do watch-alongs on take 3, so I'm used to never do seconds, just do solid minutes.
Yeah.
Because by the time you scroll to the seconds, you're like 15 seconds.
We got 30 seconds until that, Matt.
So. Okay, thank you.
Right, yeah, that's what he said. 30 seconds. So there you go. There's we'll give you a cue next time. By the way,
I didn't know I was supposed to give a cue.
I didn't know either. Matt's like, okay, I'm at 25:47. Give me a break.
That's what happens when you're an old YouTube person.
And you come into the stream 30 minutes through the freaking movie. Oh, by the way,
look how young BD Wong is.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
Hit it now, Kearns. Just do it.
Yes.
And then, by the way, for those of you wondering, Dave Mattingly is dropping in some really good stuff here in the chat. He also says another movie that does a fun animation sequence to explain the monsters is It Came from the Desert.
Yes.
So I gotta be honest, Ryan, we might be talking about this movie 2 days in a row.
Oh,
well, what are we doing tomorrow?
Well, we don't want to spoil that just yet, but yeah.
I'm just saying, this movie is in my top 5 favorite films of all time.
Wow, that's okay. Wow, we're getting some fun facts here 30 minutes into this movie. Oh, by the way, Dave Mattingly chimes in. He says, in Bruce Campbell's fan showdown, he riffs on Jurassic Park by saying that he spared every expense. Bruce Campbell.
God, I love Bruce Campbell. Matt.
Hey, Phil.
Graveyard. I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but Graveyard is a massive Bruce Campbell fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is the scene that when you watch Lost World kind of makes John Hammond out to be a liar. You're like, how are you at the birth of all these animals?
Yeah.
If there's a whole other island.
Well, the thing is he believed that he was at the birth of all the animals because his whole thing was he going on this, he didn't know that they were reproducing on their own because they thought that they were all female.
No, but I'm talking about Isla Sorna. It's like B.
I think he meant more so that he was there at the birth of every animal on that at the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not this movie's fault. It's the fault of Michael Crane being like, I blew up the first time in my first book, so I don't know what I was going to do in the second one. Well, my favorite thing about that is how much this movie influenced the Lost World novel was Ian Malcolm dies in the original book.
Right.
But then he was everyone's favorite character, so Crichton was just like, he didn't die, and now he's the main character.
Oh my God.
I will say for that line when he says, we engineered him that way, not taking into the effect that some of the DNA that they've used to fill the sequences.
Right. And I think that's how they figure it out later.
Population,
Yeah, they figured out later that it was like, oh, we used frog DNA and frogs are basically asexual to an extent. So it's like
they can mate on their own.
Well, that's what's great about this movie. I'm not sure if anyone has brought it up yet, but why I love this movie so much is it's essentially just another telling of the Frankenstein story.
Graveyard brought that up at the beginning. It was basically
it's scientists believe they can play God, and then we see what happens to Henry Frankenstein. We see what happens to John Hammond. Doesn't end well.
Simply finds a way. And this raptor again. So like, not only the CGI being next level in this movie, but just the animatronics in this movie were amazing too.
Well, I might have the time wrong, but I think there's only like 15 minutes worth of CGI dinosaurs in this movie, and everything else is animatronics. It may not be that exact number, but it's not like a lot.
Mhm.
In fact, Spielberg wanted to do it all animatronics, but they were like, Steven, that's not possible.
Some of the scenes, like the running scene with the T-Rex, like that, you definitely were not going to be able to do that in animatronic.
Our chef's cooking up something very nice for you. Oh, they're feeding him.
Yes.
They're feeding. And then Dave Mattingly says, Phil, Bruce Campbell once signed a chainsaw blade for me, not once, but twice. Once as Bruce, and then once as Ash.
Fucking amazing.
That's okay. Well, I think Phil is jello of you right now, Dave
I
Mattingly.
am, dude. I have something similar to that, but different. If you're a fan of Balls of Fire, Dan Fogler signed a ping pong paddle for me as Dan Fogler on one side,
God,
and then on the other side as Randy Daytona.
Interesting. And then Dave Mattingly goes on to say, most of Crichton's novels are science gone wrong.
You think about it. I mean, it's not just this, but Westworld is also a science gone wrong kind of property. IP, I guess, is where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Depending on whether you read the book or if you watch the show or anything like that. But yeah, Crichton's whole thing is science gone wrong.
Here comes the smartest person. They should all be destroyed. You're not wrong.
For real. Like, well, he understands, like, you're playing God and it is the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Like, it's different with the herbivores, but when you add the carnivores, it's, yeah.
Yes. Actually, Phil Tippett, his entire he changed his entire skill set because of this movie, because he realized that you weren't going to be doing stop motion anymore. So he ended up becoming the like the motor function and movement like kind of director. And then from then on, he started working in CGI as far as like getting down movement so that things look natural.
Interesting.
Responding to Kerry Grove 94 on YouTube.
Okay, fun fact. Before it was decided to make the dinosaur CGI, they were going to do them with Phil Tippett's Go Motion Animation. Wow. And then Dave Mattingly says the hosts are testing the movie systematically. Oh my gosh. That is
It's hard not to.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious. We're testing the movie systematically.
The way that the Raptors tested the electric fence.
Your families will be built automatically. Sorry, that's a totally
Am I
different
the
line.
only one who as a kid thought John Hammond was saying Chilean sea bass, not Chilean sea bass?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. By the way, Dave Mattingly says, I worked in early CGI and VR myself.
Nice.
Man, Dave Mattingly, you've worked like 50,000 jobs in 50,000 territories, man. You've been all over the place. By the way, this place was not only catered to the super rich. Everyone in the world has a right to enjoy these animals.
Yeah, we'll have a coupon day or something.
A coupon day or something.
The only one that's on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
The lack of humility that is to be displayed before nature here staggers me. Well, hold on a minute. I mean, we haven't even seen the park yet. No, Donald, let them talk. I want to hear everybody's point of view. I really do. Don't you see the danger in what exactly it is you're trying to do? I mean, creation is the most powerful thing in the world, but you wield it like a kid who's found his dad's gun. I'll tell you what the problem is. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. Right, Kearns? I mean, you took what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn any knowledge for yourselves, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it, you packaged it, slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and you want to sell it.
I didn't know I had lunchboxes.
Did you? Don't you have a Jurassic Park lunchbox?
No.
No, I thought you did in your collection. I thought you had it sitting around somewhere.
Oh,
Buddy
talking
of mine
about
had
that,
a
did you guys see the video they released at the anniversary store at Universal?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I bet you wish you were there, weren't you? Yeah.
Just like you wish you were me yesterday.
Yeah, I'm jello of that. I am. But it will happen. One of these days it'll happen. By the way, how was he? How was Tom Welling? How was he?
Extremely kind.
He was a good guy? That's good.
Really good.
That's awesome. I wish you would have signed your print, though, with the words Clark Kent, not just a signature. I wish you would have done that, because for me, if I'm going to have someone sign anything, I want them to sign not just their name, but the character they portrayed in that property. For me personally.
I'm sure if you had asked, I just didn't ask.
Yeah.
I just asked for the personalization.
It's all good. It's a good signature. It's a great 8x10, and that's a picture from season. I want to say season 7, I think.
There were so many. I was just like standing out there, like I don't know which one.
Well, I think you picked a really good one. I mean, anything anything with him in the red jacket and the blue shirt is gold. So
that's why I went with it.
That's a good one. I think it's from season 7 when he's looking for Kara or something like that. Or not look, but when Kara goes missing, he's trying to like figure out like what to do and stuff. I think it's from season 7, episode, gosh, maybe 10 or 12. I don't know. Can't remember.
So, the same year Laura Dern was doing this, her mother was hatching her own dinosaurs in 1993's Roger Corman's. Oh, now I just forgot it as I was saying all that.
Roger Corman's. We got it. We lost it.
I'll find it.
It.
I'll get the name of it.
Oh, by the way, Dave Manley says the blood-sucking lawyer. No offense, none taken. All right, Dave, you're welcome. And then Dave goes on to say, instead of combining what is known as dinosaur DNA with frogs, how about combining a man's DNA with a fly?
Carnosaur. That was the movie. Carnosaur.
Carnosaur?
Yep.
Okay. I never heard of that movie, by the way.
It's so Roger Corman, famous.
Oh, I know who Roger Corman is. I just never heard of it.
Well, they were like, "Oh, Steven Spielberg's making this dinosaur movie. Let's get this other book and make this movie, and let's release it the week before Jurassic Park."
Well, there it is. There it is.
This might be the movie that I was talking about that my mom rented for me and was like, "This isn't Jurassic Park."
Oh, was it Carnosaur?
It might have been Carnosaur.
It's on YouTube for free.
Oh, is it?
Now we have a more distinction of Alan's hatred of children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, here come the iconic Jurassic Park cars here. These are really nice looking, too.
They look like modified Wranglers, I think.
What model? I know they're Fords, but what are they? Ford, not Explorers, but anyone know the make and model of this vehicle? It's Ford something.
Probably this one would be an Explorer, I'd imagine.
Would it be an Explorer from '93?
Yeah, because Explorers and Wranglers were kind of like the same.
Jeep Wranglers.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Dr. Sadler.
You guys talk about the fact that after this movie, Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern were engaged they were engaged and then they broke their engagement like right before The Lost World came out. I guess he was mad. Yeah, no. Yeah.
You realize that?
Wait a minute. Ian Malcolm ended up with Ellie Sattler in real life for 2 minutes and then they broke up right before their wedding?
Yep.
Or broke up before the second movie came out? That's crazy. I didn't know Goldblum dated Laura Dern back in the day. I mean, granted, that's the same thing that happened on the set of Dumb and Dumber. You know, Jim Carrey started dating Lauren Holly because of that. Because they were co-stars at the time.
And Joseph, I always mess up his last
name.
Joseph
Mazzello, I think? Mazzello?
Spielberg remembered him from the Hook auditions, but he was too young. So he brought him back for this.
No kidding. I did not know that. By the way, Kearns, do you remember a movie that starred this young actor, Joseph Mazzello, called Star Kid?
Yes, I remember that movie.
Yeah. We were Tim and I were talking about that in the green room before the show. Yeah. I said, "Hey, when this movie came out, like a year or two later after Jurassic Park had come out, he did Star Kid." And I remember watching that all the time.
If I keep muting, it's because I got a little bit of that post-con cough. So.
Dude, did you catch con crud?
No, it's just Philadelphia air. Doesn't agree with me.
I hope it wasn't con crud because that's not something.
Yeah, Philadelphia air is not good for me.
It's just a cough. It's nothing else. Besides that, I'm 100%.
I mean, I was at Fan Expo last year, but it was fine. I had a great time last year. Oh, by the way, Kearns, I went on YouTube. The people at Fan Expo posted videos of walkthroughs of the convention this weekend. There were some insanely good artists. Like Artist Alley was just.
I'm pretty upset I didn't pick up prints from a guy. I found his website, but
cool. I mean, at least you picked a business card.
He has some I'll pull up the Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, dude, do that because I watched the walkthroughs before I came on set for this, and I'm thinking to myself, there are some incredible artists that I missed out on this week, and I'm so bummed.
Nice,
Ooh, that's a good piece of artwork.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to buy some prints off of his website.
Hey, Kearns, do me a favor. Send me the link to that website.
Yeah.
Send me that link in the DMs.
I'm trying to find prints because right now all he's selling is the original, which are like $3,000.
Yep, forget it. I'm not. No.
What
Who
do
they got? By the way, who they got in there? King Kong. By the way, Tim, for those of you wondering, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. If you want to queue up your copy on a physical media or streaming service, watch the movie along with us. Share your favorite memories in the chat. Let us know in the comments whether you're joining us live or on the replay. We greatly appreciate it. Tim, where are we in the movie?
42.
Boy, it always seems like it's the same.
I always wait.
It's good. I like that. 42 is where we are in the movie. So if you want to queue up your copy, go right ahead and join us. And by the way, Dave Mattingly has all kinds of wonderful things to say. He says, sorry, and things worked out so well for Jim Carrey and Lauren Holly on Dumb and Dumber, didn't they? No, they didn't. And then Dave Mattingly goes on to say, Samuel Jackson, get these blanking dinosaurs off my blinking park.
So I'm noticing this now, right? Like this movie was kind of like pushing wireless technology before wireless technology was had taken off. Because if you follow everything, wireless technology came out in like the mid 80s, right? But I mean, like, the cars are running on a track that actually looks kind of magnetic, if I'm going to guess, but the cameras are wireless.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because the cameras that are in the vehicles aren't tethered to anything. They're part of the car, but there's nothing that's because the car is running off a magnetic track, which means that there's nothing actually tethered to those cars to run that camera, which means it's wireless.
So, fun fact, if you look in the corner, Dennis Nedry is watching Jaws on his computer.
Oh my God, I never noticed that.
Yep.
That's insane. Oh, by the way, and Dave Mattingly goes on to say, the girl Lex, who's played by Ariana Richards in this movie, was also in Ben Folds' Brick music video.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm familiar with that. Anyone else familiar with Ben Folds' Brick video? I
I remember that growing up.
Okay. By the way, you're right, Phil. You're right. Everything's my problem. I will not get drawn into another financial debate with you, Dennis. I really will not. So, by the way, thanks, Dad. Dennis, the headlights. Yeah, I'll debug the tour program when they get back, okay? Okay? It'll take less power. Such a weasel, that one, isn't he?
Quiet, all of you. We're coming up on the Tyrannosaurus Paddock.
Tyrannosaurus Paddock. You know, he's got some good lines in this movie, that guy. I don't even know the actor's name. I don't even know his name. I don't even know his character name. Is his name Quint? Is it Quint in the movie? I don't even know. Twins, something or other. I can't remember.
It is something like that.
I just can't remember it though, Phil. That's what bugs me. But he does have the iconic line. And by the way, this has been used a lot in movies, or not movies, but I think in
Robert Muldoon.
And this meme is used in popular culture where he's looking at the camera and he says, "Clever girl,
Girl,
clever girl." All of a sudden, man, Kearns, you take more commercial breaks than the average episode of Smallville.
I told you. Gotta keep refilling water. Deal with this.
Man, that con really pushed you, man. Were you there all weekend or just for the day?
No, me and my brother drove up or down technically on Friday.
Okay.
And then we went on Saturday.
But God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. Dinosaurs eat man. Women
inherit the earth.
And each of them just looks at her like, what the heck are you talking about?
Wait, did we miss it? There's a part to where like Ian like touches Alan Grant's hand like real fast, and then like I guess Jeff Goldblum realizes and takes it off.
Yeah. No, I
think it's coming up. Yeah.
All right, it might be coming up. I'm not sure. And by the way, is it Dave Mattingly? No, K Grove 94 says his name is Robert Muldoon. He's played by the late Bob Peck in the movie Jurassic Park. Okay, I was not aware of this. By the way, is it Proper Man? Am I saying that right? Proper Man, is it over? No, it's not over. We're just getting started. We're only almost 50. Tim, timestamp.
We're
Oh god damn it.
Sorry.
20 or 46.
46 into the movie. So if you want to queue up your copy on the physical media or streaming service, and Kearns is behind again, feel free to queue up your copy and watch the movie along with us. If you have any thoughts or feelings about this movie known as Jurassic Park, or the Jurassic Park franchise in general, or even Michael Crichton's work.
And Joe's just laying down like, the hell with this.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine.
You guys are here. He's
gonna
not
eat the
coming out.
goat. Haven't you ever had lamb chops? I happen to be a vegetarian.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Kearns, you're supposed to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right?
I
Hello?
really hate that man.
I love this right here. He like blows on it.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes? Yes?
Is this thing on?
I really hate that, man. By the way, I don't hate any of you guys. I'm just quoting the movie. And Dave Mattingly goes on to say, nerd culture doesn't want to be fed. Nerd culture wants to hunt. That's right. We do want to hunt, don't we?
Schedules. So chaos.
Chaos theory. K Grove 94 says, now eventually you might have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
Dude, there are so many good one-liners in this movie. I'm telling you, there are good ones. And look at Ian now stroking her hair and saying, "Hey, we're going to do an experiment here, but the car is very bumpy, so we're going to have to be very, very careful with this." So he's blatantly flirting with her.
Who else has tried to do this on their own? Just take a cup of water and just do the whole thing.
Do the whole chaos experiment.
Yeah.
I haven't done it before. Have you? Have you done it, Kearns? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. See? I'm going to do it again. Right there. See the ripples? Right there. Little, tiny little particles on your hand. Hey, Alan, look at this. Alan's distracted by something else.
He sees
Alan, help me with
a dinosaur.
40 scientists.
See. No one could have predicted that Kearns was going to be behind on the live stream. See, no one could have predicted that.
Who predicted it?
And then
Jump out of a movie vehicle?
Jump out of a movie.
And here I am talking to myself. That's chaos.
That's chaos theory. There's so many good liners in this movie. Hold on to your butts. Stop the program. How many times? We need locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors. Dude, that workspace is horribly maintained by Dennis Nedry. Did you see all the papers that were on his floor? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
There's something about this stereotype because it's like everybody in IT is messy. No, most people in IT have some degree of
Orderness.
Of what? Orderness is one thing. OCD, like a lot of times in IT, like things need to be in their place or else they freak out. I know I worked in IT for a long time, so it's like if the things like my tools are not in the right place, I would freak out.
Understood. Some people are like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, everyone stay here. Wait. Timmy, where are you going?
And the Triceratops.
A very real Triceratops. That's not CGI.
Yeah.
That is not CGI at all.
I know. Droppings.
Oh, that dude. That scene is his whole commentary on Ellie testing all that stuff is just hilarious. I love it. It's a dinosaur. It's a
So if I would have shown up on time, I would have pulled out my Alan Grant costume that I.
Hey, you've gone as Alan Grant.
The only stuff I'm missing is all the stuff for his belt.
Like
that's the only.
You mean like the pocket knife and stuff?
The pocket knife, the compass, and the shovel.
I was going to say the tie around.
Yeah, I have that.
He's got the bandana. You got the bandana, right, Kearns?
Yeah, I got the bandana. I have the hat, literally everything.
Well, look at Phil. He's got a pocket knife for you. Look at that.
Well, actually, technically, it's not a pocket knife. He carries a multi-man tool.
Multi-tool? Yeah, I carry a multi-tool on my work belt everywhere I go.
Oh, well, there you go. That's fair. You always got to be prepared. Now, granted, Phil, I'm not talking Boy Scout prepared. I mean, big time prepared. Well, prepare for. Hey, we're in the Caribbean, guys. No,
I have a pocket knife as well, but I carry a tinker because of MacGyver.
Awesome. Hey, carries. Phil, remember this? It's full of voodoo and hoodoo and all kind of weird shit.
So, do you guys know who is playing?
I'm just saying.
The character who's helping out with the He's sick.
So
What's the
just
guy?
remember,
Who is
in
Who is
Jurassic Park, you need this type of nose.
Is it?
That's what you need.
Who is it? Is it Frank Oz?
No, it's actually the producer of the film, Gerald R. Mullen.
Really? That's Gerald Mullen?
Yep.
No kidding.
And he's also the main character of Jurassic Park the game from Telltale Games.
Oh, from Tall Tale. Okay.
Nice.
Is a really fun game if you never played it. I highly
have not
recommend
played it actually.
It takes place during the events of this movie, but from his perspective, you find out his daughter's on the island.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, and also I forget the character's full name, but his name is Harding. He is actually the father of Sarah Harding from The Lost World.
Oh yeah. That's Julianne Moore's character.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a storm coming in. We're gonna have to cut the tour early today, I'm afraid. All right, do it. Transport to the mainland is leaving in 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now. Oh, by the way, that's oh my gosh. K-Grove94 says, I love Laura Dern's reactions during the Triceratops scene. She's just so blown away that she starts crying tears of joy. It always makes me chuckle. Oh, fair point, K-Grove94. Oh, by the way, Kearns, the sequels that came after this, that is one big pile of shit.
Oh, I actually really like The Lost World.
You know, it's funny, Kearns, because way back in the day when the sequels were coming out, I actually liked Jurassic Park 3.
I'll say this. I
did like Jurassic Park 3 because I thought it was miles better than Lost World.
That's fair. You know what the thing is? So I talk about how I saw Jurassic Park first, but the year I got into Jurassic Park, we had one of the premium movie channels, Encore, and that summer, one of their movies they had was Lost World. So I watched it like once a week, maybe. And so I think I just because I didn't own Jurassic Park, but I could watch The Lost World anytime I wanted. So it was like, I think it just got a little bit of nostalgia love.
Nice.
And Pete Postlethwaite's in it. So how can you really hate it?
That's fair. Doctors, if you please, I'd like that we get moving.
So they actually deleted some stuff between Alan and Ellie in this movie.
Oh,
like
did
they at the dig site, there's a kiss they deleted, and there's more to figuring out what's wrong with the Triceratops to where they really work together to sort of figure out why it's sick.
Yeah.
But I guess they just kind of
Well, I think that's the
trim stuff
special
out.
edition or director's edition, man.
Is it? I don't think there is a director's cut.
I thought there was.
There's deleted scenes on the Blu-rays, the
I
DVDs.
know what
You can't find the full scenes, but there's like pictures you can find. Like comic book adaptation, they have the scenes.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a director's
I
cut.
could have sworn
If hypothetically, if there were an unrated, like an extended director's cut, I'd watch it.
Yeah, so right. Spielberg doesn't.
He doesn't do director's cuts.
I think after E.T., I think that was the one and only one he's ever done.
Because he never did one for any of his other movies.
No.
As far as I know, he never did it for Raiders or Temple of Doom, Last Crusade. He never did it for any of those. Oh, by the way, it could have been worse, John. A lot worse.
So when I was a kid, I showed this movie to my grandmother.
Yeah.
And the first thing she said was, Sam Jackson's like his first thing, he lights up the cigarette. She goes, "Take that out of your mouth." Sweet woman.
Goodness gracious.
I was like, that's the 90s. Everyone was smoking at work.
I forget what he was doing, but he talked about how like smoking the fake cigarettes was like really hard because he was a smoker at the time. He was like, why can't I just smoke a regular cigarette?
Spielberg was like, no, you can't because we have regulations on set when you're shooting a scene involving smoke.
Yeah.
Which I think is true, isn't it? Isn't there like an ethics
Oh
thing?
yeah, because it's
a health hazard. It's a hazard.
Probably not even health. It's probably just like fire hazard.
Yeah, it's a fire
hazard. You don't want Sam
Yeah.
Jackson to just throw his blood
and then he just
the set just erupts. Oh hell yeah! I got
Well, it's
three
not like
of
the
them.
60s
I love
Star Trek,
kids.
that's when
we got
everything
through.
was
I love kids. I'm always on the lookout for the next
Future.
future ex Mrs. Malcolm. Which I got to be honest with you, I don't want to get into a whole thing with this, but in the Lost World Jurassic Park, when they brought in one of his daughters, I'm like, what the heck? I'm sorry, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I just
What,
couldn't.
that they brought her daughter in?
Yeah, I just couldn't.
I think it was. I think it's probably they.
I didn't get it.
I
I'm
think
like Tom Hanks. I
they
put my hand
wanted
up. I'm like,
another
I still
Tim
don't
and
get it.
Lex. They wanted another like kid who can be attacked by the dinosaurs because it's more
Yeah, they wanted
terrifying 'cause they're
another
not an
Lex.
adult. Yeah,
Lex
they,
and
they wanted another
Timmy.
child. And then Jurassic Park 3, they had another kid, but he's like the second
main-
most capable one next to Alan Grant in that movie. Which
Yeah,
is great.
he's the reason that the whole movie's like he's the centerpiece of the movie because they're trying to
Yeah.
rescue him from the island. That's the point.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, by the way, another person's chiming in here. For those of you who have been in the chat with us, whether you're joining us live or on the replay, thank you all for being here. Urson Harbinger. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but they say Happy Jurassic June. Yes, Happy Jurassic June to you too.
First sign.
Speaking of which, I share my
Ursine
birthday
Harbinger?
with Jurassic Park.
Hmm?
June 11th.
Yeah,
So Jurassic
I know
Park
we're doing
was
things a bit
93,
early.
and I was 97.
Yep, we're doing
But I
things
share my
early.
birth year with Lost World.
We had to adjust our schedule for certain pieces of programming and for certain movie anniversary watch-alongs, but hey, we're still celebrating the movie. So, and we're doing it early too. So when people are looking for something wonderful to watch on June 11th on the actual 30th anniversary, they had this, which is this special presentation known as the 30th anniversary watch-along here at Nerd Culture Channel.
So my barber makes fun of me for this, but because I shave, the only shaving cream I use is Barbasol because of this movie. That's the one I buy.
There you go.
So I use.
Do you use Gillette, the best a man can get, Phil?
I obviously shave my face on a regular basis.
Yeah, of course you do.
You know? No, I've only ever used Barbasol for one thing. Something that I don't know if anybody here will relate to, but remember I'm former military, so I used to use Barbasol to clean carbon off of weapons parts.
Oh, I was like, did you make like a makeshift bomb in like a really like hot minute? You were like, we're all out. Dino embryos.
Yeah, I know exactly. Right? It's like, damn it,
Dino DNA.
Dino DNA to clean my weapon.
So, Ryan, I don't think you were here when I was talking about the book, but something about this Barbasol cam was there wasn't a second Jurassic Park novel. Seeing Spielberg being seen through, it was like, this movie's probably going to be pretty successful. We could do a sequel. He thought the sequel would be based around the Barbasol can. But then when Crichton wrote a book with Site B, he was like, okay, we'll do that.
Oh, so that's why it happened that way. And by the way, let's see. K Grove 94 says, you didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word.
So going back to that Tall Tale game, they had a website devoted to the Jurassic Park thing, and there was a part on the website to where you try to get into this security room, and it comes up in a computer thing, and if you type please, it goes in. If you don't, and you try different codes, it says you didn't say the magic word.
You didn't say the magic word.
So again, this is something that I always just kind of remembered was him trying to put the sign back up and then just spinning it.
Because he's so frustrated, he doesn't know what to do. Access security program. Access main security. Access main program. You know what I mean? And by the way, Ursine Harbinger, which is a very unique username, I watched JP in theaters when I was at the age of 7 when it first came out.
Nice.
There you go. And then Distance 30, and I wonder who that could be, says, we're about the same age then, because laugh out loud, I was about 6, bro.
I saw Jurassic Park for the first time in theaters in the 3D re-release.
Oh, for the 25th anniversary. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 years back, yeah. By the way, that was a good trailer for the 25th anniversary.
No, it was 20. It wasn't
It was
25th.
25th.
It's when it was in high school.
Yeah, it was
The
5 years
3D
ago.
re-release?
It was five years ago the 3D release was.
Was it?
Yeah. 2018, because the trailer says 25th anniversary, we're going to re-release it in 3D for the first time ever, and it's 2018.
Maybe
2017. Nah, 2017 would have been a year too early. But anyway, yeah. Some of us on this panel may or may not be the same age, and some of us may be younger than the average person.
Yeah, 2013. It came out in 2013, the 3D re-release.
Oh, never mind. It was for the K Grove 94 confirms it was for the 20th anniversary when they did the 3D re-release at the time. Okay, you're right. 2013. Thank you, K Grove 94 and Kearns, for correcting us on that.
Put them down.
By the way,
I love that.
are they heavy? Yeah. They're expensive. Put them back. Put him back, Kearns. I don't want you wearing those goggles. Get him out of here. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. For those of you just joining us, we are celebrating what is known as the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg here tonight. If you want to queue up your copy on a physical media or a streaming service, we are currently at the what timestamp here, Tim?
1 hour, 2 minutes, and 20 seconds.
There you go. That's where we are in the film. So queue up your copy on a physical media or streaming service. It is currently streaming on Peacock, Amazon Prime, I believe, and Vudu. Hashtag no sponsors here.
Well,
So there you go.
On
So-
Vudu. You can buy it or rent it on Vudu.
We'll
I don't know
stream-
about anyone else, but this is my favorite scene in the movie. The Rex
Really?
attack.
This is your favorite scene in the movie?
Yep.
By the way, Kearns, you feel that? You hear something?
Maybe it's the power trying to come back on.
That I actually thought that was the the power trying to come back on.
So how they came up with this was
Didn't they
One of
drop
the-
something on the ground to make it move?
no, actually it was they built it because one of the props guys was like trying to figure out how do we do this, and he said he was messing around with his guitar and found when he played a chord he did it. So they actually put a guitar string down and just had someone plucking it.
Really? Wow.
I
did not
watched
know
the
that.
making of Ryan.
Yeah, I know, but it's been years
Learned all
since I've
these
watched
blood
that.
things.
Okay, it's been years since I've watched that, but
What happened to the goat?
It's been a while since I watched it too.
actually,
Really
she
need to.
she just looks at it and then she says, "Well, where's the goat?" I don't know. Whoa!
Oh, you're gonna
That
find
is
out
a
here
very
soon enough.
clean cut for something that just got.
Jeez.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is a very clean cut.
By the way, that says 10,000 volts right there.
Whoa. For all we know, T-Rex had a nice little fork and knife. And, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right?
that is
T-Rex doesn't like legs.
His teeth are knives.
But the other three
Excuse
legs
me,
were okay.
her. Come on.
That's right. That's right. Her teeth are knives.
yeah, because they're all female. Well, because the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are all female.
It's not until the second one when we have a male Rex.
He left us. He left us.
What do you suppose is his problem? You gotta go.
I
You
love
gotta
this.
go.
Well, where does he think he's going?
Oh, you gotta go.
You gotta go. You gotta go. The way they build this scene up and how there's a difference between prosthetics and visual effects is seamless.
So, to be the behind-the-scenes guy again, this scene was not scripted to be in the rain.
Go.
Oh, it wasn't? It was going to be in the
Spielberg
sunlight?
decided it.
Right.
And Sam Winston was a little
pat
mad
down.
because his animatronic was not built for the rain.
No, they
So
had
it
to
kept
pat it down.
absorbing water.
Yeah. Boy, I hate being right all the time.
Yeah, they had
What?
to pat this thing down like crazy because it kept messing with the
It
gyros.
was like shaking.
Yeah, it was messing with the gyros they were using at the time. Keep absolutely still. This activity is based on movement.
God.
So they have
Oh, it's not.
what's in those containers? It's flares, a flashlight, and wasn't there something else in there? I can't remember.
Fire extinguisher.
Thank you. Fire extinguishers. Turn the light off. Turn the light off. By the way, the fact that this was in the shot in the rain makes it all that more terrifying. Like it works for the atmosphere. You know what I mean?
For
Yeah,
what we
like-
know now, T-Rex has had very good vision.
Look at this.
This was outdated.
The way they
information.
turn this from visual effects to actual like
For me,
dinosaurs.
it's the moment when you see her eye dilate in the
Yes.
light. It's just
Again,
like
another iconic.
next
Look at that
level.
right here with the flashlight right here.
Just think about
Oh,
how much went into building that eye so that it could do that.
Curran, since you're the behind the well, I mean anyone else who wants to chime in on this, how did they come up with the sound for the T-Rex? How did they come up with that? For the roar, I mean, for the roar.
Wasn't it a combination of like a elephant and like a seal or something like that?
Could have been.
Oh.
I think
Curran's-
did Curran's just freeze on me?
I think he froze.
Yeah, I think
All right, we're gonna have to take you out, Curran's. You froze. I can't believe he froze. That's such a bummer. He's like the behind the scenes guy on this stuff. Let's see here. Gee,
I know it's very, very Chewbacca style. Like it's a combination of multiple animals making that noise.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
That's what it is. It's a baby elephant, a tiger, and a crocodile.
And by the way, more people chiming in the chat. Kgrove94 says the T-Rex is, in my opinion, the best character in the whole movie. Okay.
And, obviously,
I mean, honestly,
God, I agree
in
with
the like all the movies, even the ones you say don't exist, Ryan.
Yeah, the Jurassic World movies.
It is what I feel with the Star Wars sequel. But anyways, the T-Rex is the one. He's like the C-3PO in R2-D2. He's in all the movies.
Interesting. And then also, Ursine Harbinger says, turning on because of the water as well. Are you saying that you... Okay. A key Grove agree. Ursine Harbinger says, baby elephant, tiger, crocodile was the combination for the sound of the T-Rex. K Grove chimes in with, it was a combination of what is known as a crocodile, a lion, and believe it or not, baby elephant that made the T-Rex roar. Wow. Hey. And freeze. Kearns, freeze. No, don't freeze, Kearns, because that's what you did 2 minutes ago.
My computer was just like, hey, I just decided I wanted to reset right in the middle of Jurassic Park.
And it's your favorite scene, too.
It's your favorite job.
Ursine Harbinger says the T-Rex with short out, sorry. With short out. Okay.
And this is where he eats him off the shitter.
Oof.
What a way to go. Pooping.
No. Terrifying stuff right there. And then Ian gets trampled too when he's trying to rescue the kids. Or trying to help the kids, I guess. I can't get out. I'm stuck. It's got my feet. Was Ursine Harbinger trying to say that the T-Rex shorted out Kearns' camera? Is that it? Maybe. I don't know.
What timestamp are we at, guys?
Yeah.
108. Here, hold on. 109.
109.
Even.
Okay.
Yeah. Hour and 9 minutes. Don't move. Can't see us if we don't move.
And there goes the blood-sucking lawyer, says K Grove 94.
There goes the blood. You're supposed to defend me against these animals, and the only one I have on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. Thank you. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Oh, by the way, Kearns, they did have, fun fact for you, for those of you who may be wondering, if you go to a convention, they do have a replica of the Jurassic Park Jeep that you can get your picture taken in, Kearns.
I did see that. I did not get my picture taken.
Why didn't you? It's one of your favorite movies of all time.
Money, man. Come on.
Money, man.
A lot of money that weekend.
Okay, let me ask you a question. This is a serious question. What movie is these words, these particular words I'm about to tell you, what are they from? Money Mud. Money Mud. Money Mud. Where's it from? You didn't watch this movie in the 90s growing up? You didn't watch this? Phil, do you remember this? Money Mud. Money Mud. They put the flashlight. You don't know?
I was born in 97.
That's true.
You don't know anything.
I keep forgetting. Phil and I are the experts. Where Kearns is only 12. So Phil, do you remember this movie called Camp Nowhere?
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Okay, that's the one with Christopher Lloyd and Tom Wilson from Back to the Future. He plays a cop on trying to track down Christopher Lloyd's character. So for those of you wondering what the heck is going on, Camp Nowhere is a movie about a bunch of kids who come up with the idea to open up their own summer camp, and they call it Camp Nowhere, but they need the supervision of an adult, so they go to an out-of-work actor, played incredibly well by Christopher Lloyd, and the local sheriff or police officer, played by Tom Wilson, who you may or may not remember from Back to the Future, is pursuing them and trying to figure out what exactly is going on with these kids in this camp. And if you want to watch it, it is currently streaming on what is known as Disney Plus. # not a sponsor.
Oh, I'm going to have to go watch that. I didn't realize I was on Disney Plus. All right.
Oh, Bill, there's a ton of 90s goodness on Disney Plus, including Camp
Disney Plus has a lot of my childhood on it, and I love it.
Dude, Heavyweights is on there.
I love that movie so much.
Goofy movie is on there.
Yep.
Heavyweights. We work on the buddy system. Buddy!
Kearns has no idea what we're talking about.
I know what Heavyweights is.
Oh, you do know or you don't?
I do.
You know what the Perkins system is?
That's why anytime something happens that's like a movie's coming out or something like that, I always use the gif of this pleases me.
And Kearns froze again. Now you're back. You're back.
No,
you're back. For a second there, you froze. I'm thinking, did his computer short out on him again?
So what is it about Ben Stiller playing like a a jackass that works out a lot, but is the boss of everybody. Just
I don't know. He's done it for like 25 years. It's insane.
multiple characters of like just the worst.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball with what was his? Oh gosh, what was his character?
Vince Vaughn.
No, but what was the character name?
White Goodman.
White Goodman.
Thank you.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody. Oh, by the way, Tim, stick it up your
Never
cram
fun.
to the floor.
I love
Right,
it when
you got to
win
put that on your
game.
list for next year. It's the 20th anniversary.
Oh, Tim,
Dodgeball.
Kearns, myself,
And
maybe
working
all
on
four.
speaking
You know,
right now,
Phil.
too.
Maybe all four of us will jump in on that next year.
I love dodgeball.
They're
If you
working
can
on
dodge
a-
traffic, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
With
By the way,
patches on our side, we'll never lose. Boom, luck of the Irish.
Look for the Irish. By the way, Earthsign Harbinger chimes in. They say, laugh out loud, the T-Rex would short out because of the water and turn on randomly. That's interesting. And then they also go on to say, Camp Nowhere. I love that movie. And they also go on to mention Little Giants is another movie that they enjoy.
That is another amazing movie.
What was
Okay,
what was the name of what was the name of the football play? The annexation of Puerto Rico. Do you icebox anybody?
Okay,
was
so
her name?
here's the
Call me
Dilophosaurus.
By the way, Newman's about to get his comeuppance here in this scene. For those of you just joining us, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of the film known as Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. And Dennis Nedry can't seem to find the East Stock, and now he's trying to pull his Jeep from Total Disaster, but the Dilophosaurus has something to say about that. What do you want food? You want food? I don't have any food. I got nothing on me.
Play fetch, yeah. Play fetch. Play fetch, stupid. Play fetch. And no wonder you're extinct.
Sick, stupid. Fetch, sick boy. Fetch. And no wonder you're extinct. I'm gonna kill you when I come down here. Gee willikers. So yeah, Kearns, the next time you're at a convention and you see a Jurassic Park Jeep, get your picture taken in that Jeep. And apparently he froze again when I told him this.
I will be.
Man, you keep freezing every couple of seconds.
My computer's not being kind. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Boy, that Dilophosaurus is creepy. Ugh, some scary stuff.
I think it was kind of a trip because I still kind of don't 100% understand it, but like why the venom was like tar.
I don't know. Anyone else have a thought on the Dilophosaurus?
Looks good on film.
Yeah, it probably looks good. And there goes, by the way, there goes the Barbasol can.
Okay, Phil, to be perfectly honest, this was early on in a lot of like paleontology research and dinosaurs and everything. So they didn't fully get everything right, but
Ugh. Boy, that Dilophosaurus.
Well, I mean, paleontologists have come out and said like there is like no way to know if Dilophosaurus has shot this stuff. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
They're just taking a guess.
It's just a
this
movie.
is what they had
It's-
at the time. This is what
Well,
they knew.
it's
at the time.
magic too.
Well, actually, this movie, the paleontology consultant, he's the one who had the whole Alan Grant's whole speech about dinosaurs and birds. That came from him.
Yeah.
He was like the guy who was like pushing that like it's not reptiles, it's birds they evolved into.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Earthsign Harbinger says, Nerdy's mention of you're not as bad as your big brothers. Do you think that was in reference to the Dilophosaurus because they're supposed to be bigger or just the bigger dinosaurs on the island?
I've always thought it's bigger dinosaurs, like
Yeah.
a Velociraptor or Rex or something.
Okay. That's fair. And then Kgrove94 says, I watch these dinosaur movies for their entertainment and storytelling, not for their scientific accuracies.
I mean,
Correct.
you're right. You're right. You're not wrong.
No, 100%. Jurassic Park does not try to sell itself as
Oh
being,
no.
I mean, it's fantasy all the way as it is. Like the entire movie,
for sure.
but it's kind of like how, Star Trek, for being all its fantasy, there are things that, I mean, look at stuff that's come out, touch pads and all this stuff, like that was back in the 60s and 80s, and it's
the iPad, Alexa, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Star Trek was always on that scientific edge knowledge anyways.
And that's what
that
makes,
was the appeal of it.
That's what makes sci-fi like Jurassic Park and Star Trek and Back to the Future great, is when they they do take the time to like bring on like a paleontologist to this movie because they're like, yes, it's fantasy, but like if we can have it kind of be more accurate, it'll make the story more exciting.
The only disappointing thing in Back to the Future, as far as like the future stuff, is that we never got a Jaws number 32. It's just that's like the only thing
19.
about.
Jaws 19, not
Yeah.
32.
We didn't
This time.
we didn't get past Jaws. Like we didn't have that many Jaws movies, you know. Like
Yeah.
Give it time. Give it time. They'll probably be like, "We're coming out with a new Jaws movie."
Well, did you ever get the anniversary set to where they had the Jaws 19 teaser?
Oh yeah, I have.
It's amazing.
Back to the Future, one of my all-time favorite franchises of all time.
Jaws?
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite trilogy of all time. I actually just met Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd yesterday.
Oh my
God, I'm
taking you right now.
Yep.
One second.
So I don't know about anyone else, but I recently did my list of top 10 favorite movie heroes, and Alan Grant got number 10 on that list.
Oh,
He's one of my favorites because what I love about him
Great
is
Scott, that Lego minifigure.
he's this guy who at the beginning of the movie is very much
I love that, by the way, Phil. I love that.
oh yeah.
Look at that. He's got Doc and
Awesome.
Marty.
I had the Playmobil DeLorean, so I got the Playmobil Doc and Marty.
Oh, if we're gonna play that, I'll be right back again.
But
Oh my gosh.
going back to what I was saying about Alan Grant, what I love about him is at the beginning of the movie, he's this guy he loves his work, he cares about his girlfriend, but he's very much kind of like me. And through this journey, he's becomes very sort of like protective of these kids. And at the end of the movie, he's, there are a couple of times where he's willing to sacrifice himself for Tim and Lex. So it's, really love Alan. One of my favorites, Sam Neill. What's funny is I forget last year or something they were doing press for Dominion, and people asked about his accent in this movie, and he was like, "Well, what happens is they wanted me to be American."
Oh my gosh, he's got the DeLorean.
Is that the Lego DeLorean?
Yeah, so I built it on the show, and we'll talk about this at the end of this. But one of my shows, we built Lego on stream, built the DeLorean. One of the coolest parts of this,
The flux capacitor lights up.
got a light up flux capacitor. If you open up Mr. Fusion, there's a banana and a soda can inside of here. The other cool part is you got to hold it a certain way to do it. But basically, if I go right here, right?
Flight mode, yeah. No, it's
Man,
Thing is awesome.
that is
Remind
awesome.
me to thank John for a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. That's true. Even though we had a DeLorean on set just now, I do want to say welcome to each and every single one of you who are joining us live or on the replay. We are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. We're watching the movie. If you want to keep your copy on a physical media or streaming service, please do. Let us hear any and all your thoughts about it in the comment section in the live chat. Really appreciate it. We are about, Tim, give us a timestamp.
1 hour, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds.
That's where we are in the movie. So if you want to keep your copy on a physical media or a streaming service, please do, and let us know any and all your thoughts in the comments or the live chat. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate each and every single one of you who have chimed in the chat thus far. I want to thank our panelists, Tim and Phil, and even though he was 30, 40 minutes late to the party, Matt Kearns. But hey, he had a busy weekend. He was in the city of brotherly love hanging out with my good friend Tom Welling. So way to go, Kearns.
I love how they leave him up here by himself.
Anybody here? Anybody feel that? It's
So this is the scene that they said was one of the toughest technically that they did, and it was also where we're going to talk about the science not being accurate. This is this is one of the scenes that Spielberg was like needs to happen, but the technical experts, the scientists were like, this would never happen. Like a T-Rex would not run this fast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But it is a cool scene. I mean,
It is a very cool scene. Again, this is proof that this movie holds up no matter how good it looks.
Objects are closer than they appear.
See, this is why they need Dom Toretto in a Charger right now.
Dom Toretto. Speaking of, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm going to ask this question, but has anyone seen Fast 10?
I have not.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
seen a Fast movie since like Fast 6.
Yeah, I haven't seen one since Furious 7, which was Paul Walker's last film. So
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Paul Walker, by the way.
Apparently,
Boy,
he thought it was
that thing nearly killed him. By the way, hey Phil, you think they'll have that on the tour? Goldblum has like all the best. I think he has a majority, if not all, the best lines in this movie.
He has a lot of the best one-liners in this movie, and it's because of his character. His character is very much like he fits that.
So fun thing about Must Go Faster is in Independence Day, he says that line, and Steven Spielberg was pretty pissed that he did that.
Really? Spielberg
Yeah, because he was like, "That's from our movie."
Yeah, but everybody says "Must Go Faster" in different movies. He really got upset for him saying 3 words. Oh my god, man! Why would Spielberg get upset about someone saying? That's ridiculous.
Spielberg is somewhat
weird one.
Yes, Spielberg is somewhat of a diva. He also got mad when nobody wanted to watch Indiana Jones and the Aliens. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, Indiana
I
Jones
watched
with Crystal Skull.
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, wait a minute, they're not aliens. They're
interdimensional beings.
Interdimensional beings. Different.
Yeah, they're not aliens. So it's not the same thing. They're not aliens. Like, oh, but they look like fucking. They look
You know
great,
what?
dude.
It depends on who your god is.
See, I have the Ryan Permerson syndrome with that movie. It doesn't exist in my book.
Well,
I just
you know,
have
it's
three
funny.
Indiana Jones.
Tim, here's the thing, and I haven't. And this full disclosure, I remember seeing. I mean, yeah, most of us I think did this, but in 2008 when Crystal Skull came out, I remember liking it, and then I went back and watched Temple of Doom because I hadn't seen Temple of Doom before Crystal Skull, and I realized, you know what, Crystal Skull, I will take Crystal Skull over Temple of Doom any day of the week and twice on Sunday. And then when I thought about it even more and went out and the years went by, I haven't watched Crystal Skull since like 09 or 2010. So I don't know if Crystal Skull is going to hold up for me the way it did 10, 15 years ago, but I will just say this. I can watch Raiders and Last Crusade any day of the week, twice on Sunday, and I'm cool.
Yes.
I don't need to watch the other 2 movies, I'm telling you.
First and the third were the best ones. So
They were. 100%. That's why I can watch them any day of the week and twice on Sunday. The rest of them can, do whatever. That's just me, by the way. I can't speak for everybody because some people do. There are fans out there. There are fans that hold a special place in their hearts for Temple of Doom, and there are people who do enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that's fine. It's just for me. Yeah. I can only watch Raiders and Last Crusade.
Yeah, they've been saying Dial of Destiny is not good. And
Really?
That saddens me. It's been saddening me a lot hearing.
You know what?
I'm not saying it's bad.
I don't know if I can do this or not because it all depends on what my schedule is going to be in the next couple of weeks. But opening weekend, some friends of mine are going opening weekend to see it, and they're dressing up as Indiana Jones, and I'm one of those people who dresses up as Indiana Jones. So if I'm able to make it back to Maryland in time for it, I'm going to go. And I'm going to go with them, and I'm going to go see the movie because I don't care. Like, I don't pay attention to none of the reviews. I don't pay attention to any of the early numbers from I could care less. I go in to see the movie that I want to see. I don't let anything cloud my judgment before going to see a film.
That's how you should. You should go see it for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if people are panning it and like throwing it under a bus, I'm like, okay, so you didn't like the movie, big deal. But if I like the movie, I'm gonna say something,
right?
But yeah, so my friends are organizing.
Ryan.
Yeah, they're going.
If I avoided every movie that had a bad rep, I would have missed out on a lot of movies I love.
I want that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still watch movies. I have to have my own opinion,
Yeah, but
that's
I'm
like
saying,
the Pirates movies. For the longest time, I'd only seen the trilogy. And earlier this year, I watched the final 2, and people were like, "Oh, those movies are terrible. Why are you watching them?" I literally said, "Because I have not seen them, and I'd like to form my own opinion on them."
Yeah. I'm one of the few, I'm probably one of the only 2 people in the world that actually prefers what was the one where I prefer On Stranger Tides to the other 2.
That was the one with Selma Hayek, right?
Penelope Cruz.
Oh, okay.
I actually like Dead Man Tell No Tales. That's my favorite of the sequels.
See, I mean, you like the 5th one. I prefer the 4th one over all the sequels. I mean, but obviously the greatest.
First one is the best.
Yeah, the first one is, which by the way, turns 20.
I will say, the song in what's the third one?
Third one is At World's End.
Yeah.
At World's End. The song I loved better than all the other soundtracks in the movies.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I haven't seen
Poison
I haven't
Pellet,
seen
I love
I
that
haven't
one.
seen Pirates 2, 3, and 5. Like, I didn't even bother with 5, but I saw 2 and 3 in theaters, and I haven't seen them since. Because I'm like, these movies
They
are
were
terrible compared to
fine.
the first one.
I mean, they were fine. They were watchable.
Terrible. I think they're terrible,
It's what
personally.
it is.
I gotta say, Richard Attenborough, this is his best acting in the movie. Is this whole?
Oh, I love this
Scene
heart
with
to
Flea
heart
Circus.
with him and Dr. Sattler. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry,
you
we're going on
feel it.
weird tangents about other movies and other franchises.
You feel that this was a guy who wanted to bring joy and happiness to
To kids.
people
Yeah.
and to kids, and he was this close, and now it's going to be taken away from him.
Slipping
Right.
away.
And you have a
But-
combination of someone like Dennis Nedry, who's just like, okay, well, you know,
How much money can I make?
how much money can I make?
off of
Because the
this?
thing is like, I'm sure he got paid a crap ton of money to do IT.
Well, actually, the thing is he I forget what the word they use is, but he essentially like pitched
Sabotage.
himself of like how much his pay should be,
Mhm.
and Nedry's was on the lower end, which is why he got the job.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, he's like, they're your financial problems, not mine.
You're right. You're right, John. Everything is my problem. You know, creation is an act of sheer will, but we have control. You don't have control. That's the illusion. I mean, I was.
This is
taken-
also one of
How-
Laura Dern's best moments in the movie is where she's
She's
like,
basically-
no, this is not there's no next time. This is not gonna work.
when we have control. You know, you don't have control. You never had control. That's the illusion.
And like on the opposite end, I think one of the best scenes for Alan is when he finally starts bonding with Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just like the scene we had with him, the two kids, and the Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus before they went to sleep that night, by the way.
Mine's when he climbs the fence and
Oh, with the electric fence.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
Because
Yeah.
he's playing with the kids at that point, like he's
Yeah, he's
messing with
messing
them.
with
and
for
whatnot.
me, it's a very well, obviously, like Tim just said, the moment when he's looking at his raptor claw fossil, but it's also just a quick moment after what you're talking about when he looks at Tim and goes, "Tim, the human piece of toast."
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah.
nice. It's like, yeah.
Or like
I
this
really
right here
love
with
their
Alan and
bond
the
over
kids
this.
now.
Here's a moment where he bonds with the kids, right?
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus is going right
this
after
this
the
is a great
plants.
moment.
Yeah. And let's see here.
Do you think the source?
Oh, by the way, Kgrove94 has something to share with us. They say, exactly, go see the movie for yourself, not let the online ratings from websites stop you. In other words, trust your instincts.
And the thing is, that to me, that's positive and negative. Don't be like, oh, this movie people are saying is incredible. It's
That
the
means I'm
best
not gonna
movie ever. Like, just
But here's the thing: if you go to the movie and you don't like it, you're just like, oh, I wasted $10 or whatever
Yeah.
You know,
cost of a ticket. That's it. It's nothing else.
it's funny, though, because
$10 in a long time, man.
yeah, I was gonna say
It still costs $10 in
Lucky.
my area. Damn.
yeah,
Wow.
it's
oh my god, everyone moved to Tim's area.
yeah. Let's
No,
go to Tim's
don't,
house.
because it's very poor and there's
Well,
nothing to do.
I tell you what, and I think I told you this before, Phil. I haven't been to a theater since before the lockdown, so I haven't been to a theater in 3. But if I were to go to this
Really?
opening weekend that my friends have planned to go see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which, by the way, I hope I can make it. But just to be perfectly honest, that will be my
Is there-
first trip to a theater in over 3 years.
Ryan, is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because there is a reason for it, because I'm just used to things dropping on streaming a few weeks after the film opens,
all right, makes
or a
sense.
few months, really. Which
I-
I know.
well,
Well,
any
any
more
more
than
than
two
2
weeks.
weeks.
I have heard that the studios are cracking down on that, and they're not going to release movies as fast as they used to on streaming services because they want to keep them in theaters for so long, because that's how they make their money.
So, fun fact about this scene
Which is fine.
is this is actually the this is the raptor pen. So
Oh, are they in the
where
Raptor
we
pen
saw
right now?
them before. Yeah, so that was just a holding cell. This is actually that's why these are not Galmatics. These are raptors. You'll see the feet prints.
Raptor legs.
They're little raptor footprints.
That's interesting. Man, they make those eggs look really. But so yeah, if I go to the Indiana Jones thing, that'll be my first time in a theater in 3 years.
Nice.
Which, if I'm able to make it, great. If not, hey, I'm used to
Are
things
you
dropping
gonna,
off the streaming.
Ryan? Are you gonna see the Flash, or are you gonna wait for that for HBO Max?
I'm going to wait for it to drop on Max. I'm very. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are movies that I'm like really excited to see. It's just that I'm just so used to them
No, I totally I
dropping
understand.
on and not having to spend $10.50 just to see a 2-hour movie.
Makes sense. Yeah, you see, that's little raptor feet prints.
The raptor feet, yeah, it's in the ground. But anyway, but for those, hey, look at the bright side, Kearns. If you want to go back and watch, I mean, we all have these on physical media as it is. But if you want to go back and watch the Indiana Jones movies, just go to Disney Plus.
Well, I got the Blu-rays, so I don't.
Well, same here. I got the Blu-rays too, but I can still stream them on Disney Plus. I'm just saying.
You can also watch Young Indiana Jones.
That's right. I've never even seen the Young Indiana Jones series.
Check it out. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Phil, you're a big fan of it.
It firmly lives in the world of Last Crusade. It's very good.
Okay.
Watch the stuff with Sean Patrick Flannery. That's the best.
I hear
bit
you.
of the series.
Theoretically, yes. Except we have to turn off all the main systems. Again, theoretically possible. Again, theoretically. But yeah, if there were movies I'm like really uber excited to see for 2023 anyway, not to go on a brief thing here. The Flash is obviously one of them because it's based off of Flashpoint. 2, because it's Indiana Jones, is, for Harrison anyway, it's probably his last movie, as far as last Indiana Jones anyway. So Dial of Destiny, The Flash. I don't know why they should have called the movie The Flash Flashpoint, because that's literally what it is. But those two, and then there was another movie that's coming out this year that I'm like really excited for. I can't remember the name of it though. What was it? I can tell you this.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Yes, that was the third. Though all 3 of those, I'm like jacked up and ready to go see like right now.
Who is that? Paramount Plus has the Mission Impossible movies.
Yes, because they're Paramount property. So yeah, Paramount Plus has all the Mission Impossible movies.
Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts. Flips on the switch.
Sam Jackson with one of the most famous lines in film.
Even though he has a very small part in this movie. System ready. Or it's clicking.
It is crazy to think that this movie at the time was the most successful film of all time. But Sam Jackson didn't really get known as being Sam Jackson until the following year in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That's a good point. By the way, Pulp Fiction, that's a great movie too.
Great movie, but smaller filming compared to the... And you're like, but everyone knew he was Sam Jackson because of Jules.
It's also crazy because you think about how many movies Samuel Jackson was in.
He's been in so much, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Coming to America. He's the guy who tries to hold them up.
He was
his first film.
Shark ate me.
He was he's Goodfellas. He's the driver who falls asleep.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He was in, what was the movie? He was in Deep Blue Sea, who gets killed by the shark halfway through.
Well,
Spoiler alert for a movie
so
that's
funny.
That's later on, though.
Sam Jackson went from, it's that guy to, hey, that's Sam Jackson.
It's Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, he was also in a movie in the early 90s called A Time to Kill with Sandra Bullock and Matthew McConaughey. So, by the way, A Time to Kill, if you haven't seen that, that's a good legal thriller if anyone's wondering. Has anyone ever seen that, Time to Kill? You've never seen it, Kearns? Oh, man, that's a good Sam Jackson movie. That's a really good one. He's one of the 3...
In this way.
He's one of the 3 main cast members, Kearns. You got to watch A Time to Kill. That's a good one.
I just love, as an effects thing, I just love how this scene looks.
It's a Gallimimus. Well, they're coming this way.
So again, another, like the way that they film this scene, right? Like, basically, if you've seen the green screen on this and you see like them jumping right here and how like they're reacting to nothing. It's so good.
It's the beauty of this movie with the visual effects. They look real to me. Them jumping on, what is K Grove 94 says they're flocking this way.
How happy do you think they were that they were hanging out on Oahu the entire time they were there?
I think they were happy, minus the tropical storm that did strike the
That's
film
true.
set when they were filming.
We're just hanging out at Diamond Head.
Going back, where it tells the story about that storm to where they had to stay in the ballroom, and Richard Attenborough slept through the entire storm. And Steven said to him, he's like, Richard, you slept through it. And he goes, Steven, my dear boy, I survived the Blitz.
Oh, true.
Like,
Nice.
he survived buildings getting blown up. He's like, a tropical storm, a hurricane does not bother me.
He survived the Blitz. Let me ask you
Yeah,
something.
but the
Kern.
Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down. The pirates don't eat
Eat the tourists. That's so true. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hey, Barney, we were just talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, so it
Yeah.
fit.
Which, by the way, that movie, the original Pirates movie, turns 20 this year. Fun fact. And by the way, Kern, to answer your question, yes, we are doing a 20th anniversary celebration watch along for Pirates of the Caribbean. The Curse of the Black Pearl.
I just feel like Dorian Gray looking at his own portrait right now.
Yeah, we're doing a 20th anniversary watch along for that, Kearns.
Please, how do you think I feel with this being 30 years old?
I know.
I
I watched this movie in theaters, man. Come on.
I watched this on VHS when I was at the ages like 7.
No, but like all you guys are saying, like my first experience was post this. I watched it on VHS. No, I watched it in theaters, guys.
Yeah, Phil was in theaters. He was there. He was there. That's his thing. With most movies we've seen, anyway. Let's see here.
I'm deceptively older than I look. That's all it is.
That's the crazy thing about
That's
it.
a good way to be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they say age is just a number anyway. Well, maybe I should go because you're the
I'm just saying.
I'm the
I get it, an old school dude, but like, dude, you're hobbling on a cane and there are dinosaurs. Maybe let the capable young person.
Yeah,
do
Ellie
this.
Sattler's like, we can discuss the sexism of
Sexism and survival situations later.
later.
Wait, did I remember a quote that Mr. Quote did not get correct?
Whatever. Anyway, I'm on channel. By the way, Currents, I'm on channel 2. That's the walkie-talkie scene. But anyway, okay. So the perimeter fence has been breached, which means the Velociraptors are out of their cages.
But that's what he was saying before. The Raptors, the Raptors weren't really in the cages. That was a holding cell for them.
Yeah.
And they were already roaming the island.
No, you're right.
Well, no, the thing is, and this is why Muldoon says this,
Perimeter fences.
he didn't turn off that paddock. That was the shutdown, turn it off. That's why he says Nedry even knew better than to mess with raptors. The shutdown turned everything off, and that's when the raptors were able to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were like, oh, hey, we don't spark anymore. Let's go.
Because remember, they had already checked for weaknesses on the fence. So by that point, when they hear it,
and they must have heard the shutdown and been like,
when they hear it degenerate, they knew, oh, this is the weak point. Get after that.
The big one just is like, come on, girls, let's go.
Like,
now,
Nedry
the question is,
the Raptors. Well, Nedry's dead, so it doesn't matter anymore.
The thing about the Raptors is the big one. There's a debate amongst the fan community because we know that the dinosaurs change sex. Is the big one the only male or the only female in the trio?
Well, they mixed it with frog DNA, so frogs can reproduce asexually. So it doesn't really matter male or female. They can reproduce asexually. Mr. Jackson, are you here?
Mr. Allen? John, I'm in. For those of you just
Jackson,
I know, right? Left turn there. There's a bunch of pipes there. For those of you who just joined us, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of what is known as Jurassic Park, directed by the one and only Steven Spielberg, and we are currently, Tim, where are we in the movie?
Hour, 40 minutes, and 25 seconds.
That's where we are in the movie, so if you want to queue up your copy on a streaming service or physical media and watch the movie along with us, share your favorite things about it, maybe not so favorite things about it, in the comments, in the live chat, whether you're joining us live or on the replay. Thank you all for being here. Feel free to queue up the what is it? What am I trying to say? Queue up your copy of the movie and chime in with us. And we are approaching the electric fence where Alan is about to make Timmy laugh.
So once again,
what's funny is he uses a stick. Like that's going to do anything to an electric fence.
Well, it would most likely, if you hit it against a 10,000 volt, it would probably spark. You know?
Not really, because wood's not really a conducting material, so it wouldn't really do anything. It would do exactly what he just did right now.
He's got a doctorate. I don't know, man. I just trust him. He's a dinosaur man.
But see, no, he knew it was off. He was.
Oh yeah, he was messing with the kids.
He's doing it to mess with the kids.
He saw that the lights weren't on, so he was.
Yeah.
He was like,
So he knew already. He's just he was doing theatrics, is what he was doing.
So, did you guys know who Spielberg originally offered the role of Alan Grant to?
Oh, I know.
Who?
Harrison Ford.
That's right.
and Sean Connery for
Hammond.
for Hammond, both turned it down. Fig Ford chose to do The Fugitive instead.
Wait, Ford was up for what role? Was he up for
Alan
Grant?
Grant. He was the first person offered the role for Alan
Wow.
Grant. And this was one of a string of roles that Sean Connery passed on. The
Sean
next
Connery
one,
passed- Sean
the
Connery
next one
passed
being
on.
Gandalf, and then
Yes.
not Neo, Matrix.
Morpheus.
No, was it? I don't. People have said that. I don't think he was supposed to be Morpheus. Sorry, Spider-Man.
Sean Connery passed on a lot of roles, but he also took some pretty some Y roles. Like he played.
Yeah.
You guys may not know this one, but Zardos
I know the picture of him in that costume.
fucking was terrible, man. It was
Well, passing on all these roles is the reason why he agreed to do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, but I think he made his money for James Bond. So
and League wasn't that bad of a movie. It's kind of
I like it.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's a fun movie.
I think he's really good in it.
This is the desert. Sweating is what we do.
I'm Quatermain.
Yeah, he bumps into like 3 of his clones or 3 people pretending to be Quartermain. He's like, "Where's
No,
Alan?"
he has the one guy pretended to be him, and then he
Right.
turns around and he's like, I'm Quatermain.
Yeah, I actually liked League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I liked it.
Me too.
I met some of the cast too. I think what was his name? Tony Curran, who was the Invisible Man. Dude, I met him at a con. He was a cool dude.
Technically speaking, he could be at every convention.
I think most of those cast members could be at any of the
I know
conventions.
I meant because
he's the
Invisible
Invisible
Man, he could just be at all the conventions.
I see what you did there.
Aha.
3, 1, 2, 3. Are you crazy? I'm not gonna jump. Well, they're turning on the main systems here in the park, so if you don't jump, you're gonna be in big trouble.
This
there,
has
Timmy.
always bothered me. It's not really that far of a jump, honestly. Like, you climbed out of that tree, Tim. Like, come on. Yeah, Tim, what are you doing?
Whoa, he got electrocuted big time. Timmy, wake up.
Have we not been making... Wait a second.
and this is
Tim?
how South Park Timmy was born.
Mr.
Yep, this is
Mr.
the
Allen, I
moment
think
that
we're back in
terrified me when I
business.
first saw this film.
Wow. Dude, that Velociraptor
Also,
just
it does
literally
not
coming
matter.
out of nowhere is one of the scariest things ever.
It does not matter how many times I watch this movie. My mom always forgets about this moment and gets freaked out.
Well, who wouldn't? I mean, it's great. It's a jump scare.
Oh,
Dude,
it's
it's one of the best
fantastic.
jump scares ever.
And,
Mr. Allen, he didn't make it out alive, by the way.
or did he?
Wow.
We only see a hand. What if
Well, it's
he's
an arm,
running around with one arm?
Sure. And K Grove says the raptor jump scare still makes me jump. There you go. Fun fact from K Grove 94.
And the music stopping and her falling and crying.
Yeah.
What? Good decision or bad decision on production?
You know what? I always thought that was an odd choice as far as, and I understand the choice for what they did and why they stopped the music there, because
Yeah.
it's showing that she's freaked out and that she survived and she's kind of like crying. It still feels like a weird decision.
I think it's a twofer. I think it's for that reason. I think it's also to lead into this scene because there's no music at first.
By the way, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, Kearns, but K Grove 94 says I would have turned the power back on if only I had my super suit. Oh my
Where's my super suit?
Oh, man.
Because I'm
Kearns,
not
I'm sorry.
alive and death.
You're fine.
I'm
This
sorry.
film is just great.
I'm sorry. And K Grove 94 goes on to say that was a reference to Sam Jackson, who does Mr. Arnold, also voiced Frozone in the movie known as The Incredibles.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. I would have liked to have seen him shoot one of the raptors though before he gets
So,
killed.
fun thing, in
Would've liked
the
to-
comics by Topps, despite this scene, because Robert Muldoon was such a popular character, they brought him back in the comics. He was alive.
Really?
Yeah, there's a
Do you have those comics?
I do. So there was a comic series called, there were a couple, but there was one called Return to Jurassic Park. that ran for 9 issues. The first 4 involved Alan, Ellie, Muldoon, and I forget who else, like someone not from the movie, going back to the island. The problem is the later half of the issues create a whole new story because Jurassic Park 2 was announced and Topps was like, oh, we don't want to step on Steven Spielberg's toes. So the story sadly never got completed, which I did not know until I bought all 9 issues of the comics. Only to learn it was a story that had no ending.
That's a bummer. Don't you just hate it when things end on a cliffhanger or TV series end on a cliffhanger? I hate it when that happens.
One of the characters in the comic, though, is drawn to look just like Steven Seagal. I guess they were like, if this gets made to the movie, we want Seagal to play it.
Yeah, let's put this jackass in a movie, you know? It's like,
Timmy, your hair's all sticking up.
Here's the thing. If I was in this movie, the dinosaurs, it just would have like keyed on them. It would have been a problem for me.
yeah, you know what? The only way that I would accept Steven Seagal in a Jurassic Park movie is if he shat himself when the raptor came out.
Steven Seagal would have it be written to where, like, it's him who jumps and the raptor's like, clever boy.
And you just see a brown streak come down his leg.
Brown stain, yeah. It's like they did in the other.
Right out. You guys know that story, right? I'm not going to get too into that.
I'm quite terrified of this dinosaur right now.
Like, basically, he tried to say that, you know, he's always said that he's like this great martial artist and everything like that.
Yeah.
He went after an actual judo champion. And the dude like just reacted to his move.
Well,
and like flipped him and he shot himself.
Well, that's like, did you ever hear the Van Damme story?
Which one?
The 2 of them were at a party being thrown by Stallone, and Van Damme like confronted him because Seagal was always saying like all this stuff about him, and he was like, why don't we just step outside? And Seagal kept like telling him no, and he like left, and Van Damme followed him to a bar he was at, trying to get him to fight. Seagal wouldn't fight him.
Apparently, Steven Seagal is
a lot of talk, but no action behind it.
Look,
well, he's not just a liar, but apparently he is a dirtbag in general. So
I know but I still have to say I like a lot of his action movies.
Oh, you do? Does that include the one where he looks at the woman and says, "I'm just the cook"?
No, like his stuff in the early '90s, like Above the Law, Fire Down Below, Hard to Kill. I really
Hard to
like
Kill.
Above the Law is my favorite. I love
Above the Law is your favorite. Okay. Yeah. I've never, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a Seagal film. I don't think I've ever seen one.
I can give you a list of some good ones.
That's great. You can DM it to me. That's great. It's even better.
So this scene, Spielberg said he specifically wanted.
This is the kitchen scene for those of you wondering what we're talking about.
Because he said he wanted the kids to be put in danger by stuff that was from our world, not the jungle, like stuff that could be in your house. Because he felt makes it scarier. That it's not like, oh, it's a vine that almost gets them caught. It's a ladle, which,
By the way, this
true.
This is a terrifying scene, and those raptors look so real.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're just biting at each other, and they're like, okay, who's going to get the kids first? Brilliant use of the real animatronics and the visual effects. It's brilliant.
Again, this is another one of those scenes that they that is like famously like, what they proved what they could do with CGI.
Why do I feel like Phil is looking down his phone trying to find a picture of Seagal pooping himself?
No, there's a video of
it's on YouTube
that I'm going to send you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Send it to us.
I knew I'd have to do something with this.
Yeah, he's going to DM us like a couple videos here in a minute.
It's something you guys definitely have to watch on your own because it's like 30 minutes, but like
it's 3 minutes.
Yeah, this guy basically makes a diorama.
Okay, got it.
Oh, cool.
Right, and it's really funny because the guy himself is really funny, but like, yeah, he makes an action figure and everything like that, and it's basically in the end, it's a diorama of him shitting himself, and it's hilarious.
That's gee willikers. I don't know if I need to hear that this late at night.
You don't actually see the poop or anything like that. It's just yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, I got you. I see what you mean now. Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so here in the movie known as Jurassic Park,
I have to say, the first time I saw this movie, I got tricked by Lex as well. I was like, wait, is she Are they gonna get her?
They could have.
Because when she gets into, I honestly
When
do
she
not think
shuts
this is her
that door,
first
like at the very last, I honestly thought they were gonna kill her. I'm like, are they really gonna have her like in this oven, and the dinosaur's just gonna kill her right off? I mean, you don't see the blood because, like, when they kill the lawyer, you don't see the blood when he gets killed.
Yeah, there are PG-13 kills in
Yeah,
this
you
movie.
can kill somebody without actually having to show much. You can just like hear the noise in the background, and that will give you the.
Yeah, Jurassic Park has been pretty good at that. The only time I can really think of seeing blood is in Jurassic World when they eat the first like ACU guy. There's like blood in the leaves. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he
this
locks him
moment.
away. He locks him away in a meat freezer,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is crazy.
Imagine if in Jurassic World, like the two boys go into this kitchen and like open the freezer to find like a dead frozen raptor.
That would have been funny if that happened. By the way, I would have been cool with that. Well, no pun intended, but I would have been fine.
I see what
What the hell is that?
You could have pulled a
What
Marty
is
McFly.
that?
What the hell?
I was about to say, yeah, you just went very
Pull a Marty
on that.
McFly out of your backside.
Is there a raptor inside of this meat locker? What?
Doc, are you telling me that you brought dinosaurs back to life?
Great
heavy.
Scott.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know. You got the Lego minifigs. I'm kind of jello. Oh, by the way,
Door locks, Ellie. Boot
okay,
up the door
so-
locks.
we got the door
Hi
locks.
there.
Ellie, bring up the door locks. This is a scary scene too. They could have, By the way, the whole Lex is a hacker thing, like that's couldn't really buy that in '93.
No,
but
not
then
really.
again, it's based off a book, and you
I
take
mean,
creative liberties with
look-
movies, so it's like okay.
That's not really the moment that bothers me in this scene. It's the fact that Tim's
I
standing right
was at
there
the
doing
swing.
nothing. Why couldn't he just kick the gun over to Alan or
She's
Ellie?
only 13 years old, and she's a hacker. Like that to
Like-
me is
That's not unbelievable though, because a lot of guys that I knew, especially in the army, a lot of the guys that I knew that were like super hacker guys,
yeah.
and I mean like the actual sense of the word, started when they were like 12, 13.
Mm,
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna
well,
say,
I'm just saying that this is
Tim does say that she spends all day in her computer.
yeah. I mean, it takes me a little bit, just a little bit. Tiny. This is being
And that's what I'm
nitpicky
saying.
out
The
of
thing
movie,
that
but I
bothers me
get
in
it.
this scene is the fact that Tim is doing nothing. He could go and
I know, he could have
gone
handed him
over
the gun.
to Ellie or Alan. But he's
yeah.
like, nah, I gotta pass the back of this chair.
That's a good point. Timmy
like,
easily could have given him the gun and be like, "Hey, we can kill these raptors with these
I
guns."
get
if we
it.
keep going."
It builds more suspense.
True, because that's a Spielberg thing to do. Is
and
build up
that's one of
suspense.
those things you don't recognize until you watch the movie like 300 times, like we have.
Hey, the locks just turned on, by the way. Yes, we got the locks
Mr.
fixed. We
Hammond,
got the system
pull the
on.
mainland. Tell him to send the damn helicopters.
Dude, there's some. I'm telling you, Grant's. Everyone in this movie has their moment. They all have their moments. But look at this. K Grove 94 says, "Mr. Hammond, the phones are working." Most obvious thing to say to someone who just answered your phone call.
Have you found Jesus?
The phone,
What?
children are right.
Telemarketer.
The children are fine. Call the man.
Picture if that's.
They're gonna come
Hi,
through
this
the
is Greg from
glass.
Church of
Tell
Latter-day
him to
Saints.
send the damn
Have you heard
helicopter.
about our Savior, our Lord Jesus Christ?
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Cthulhu?
Well, that's like, have you ever seen Nostalgia Critic when he reviewed The Matrix? He does that joke at
Oh,
the
really?
beginning when Trinity picks up the phone. He's like, can you imagine they pick up, it's a wrong number. It's just like, have you found Jesus? And then it's like the car crashes in. It's like, oh, no, I think you just found them.
So we're about to come up on the scene where Lex famously,
Oh, I was about to say this, Phil. Yep.
Yeah, it's coming up
famously does not, or they had to CGI edit her eyes because she kept looking at the camera.
Oh, she kept looking at the. Oh, okay.
Oh, that. I was
God.
going to talk about this
They
moment.
CGI her
Right here.
eyes.
So they CGI right here.
Oh. Oh, I noticed it. I just noticed it. Yeah.
No,
She was
it
looking-
wasn't her eyes. That was the stunt actress, and it was she looked up at the camera.
She
and
was
they
looking
put
straight up into the camera.
Ariana Richards' face over her,
Yeah, because she was looking right up at the camera the whole time.
and they were like,
You
we
can't
can
look
tell
at the
this
camera.
isn't-
We need you to react to what's going on. Now look at the camera.
Right.
Do you guys know the original way this movie was supposed to end?
No, what
Was
was the
supposed to
original
be-
ending?
The original ending was Alan was going to be cutting the fossils, and they were
Mhm.
going to crush the raptors. But then Spielberg was like, the T-Rex, like her last scene is the Gallimimus. We need to have the T-Rex come in and save it. To which the production designer went, but Steven, how does the Rex get into the building? And he goes, from the top of the frame.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because you can crash through a roof without the kids and Grant and everyone else hearing you.
Yeah, that was also part of the
Genesis game.
the test screen. So when they did the test
Yeah.
screen, a lot of people were like, "Whoa, well, the T-Rex is just gone now," and they're like, "Oh shit, okay, we got to."
But
add
if you play the Sega Genesis game, you have the original ending to where the fossils crush the raptors.
Mm-hmm.
I just
What-
I
What
love this.
crushes the raptors? What did you say? What?
Yeah.
What crushes the raptors? What do you mean?
Oh, the fossils in the Sega
fossils.
Genesis game. It has
Oh,
original ending.
the things hanging from the ceiling. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. That would have been nice if they did. That would have been.
I
funny.
just this moment. You think it's all done.
It's gonna come
and
right
then-
at you. Boom, and then it comes right. How did it even get in there? That's the thing.
Well, they do show when the one raptor comes in that there's like and you'll see it.
There's
right
the hallway. There
like
it is,
an
right there.
unfinished part of the building.
Yeah, I see it. It's right there. There's a hallway scene right there. Yeah, I see it. Okay, so that's how the T-Rex got in the whole freaking time. And by the way, KGrove94 says rescue. Dun, 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 dun.
Which does show that the T-Rex was not the villain of this movie. It's the raptors
By the way,
who are.
after careful consideration, I have decided not to endorse your park. It's over. Boy, she's just going right after those raptors. Boom! Right into the
Iconic
fossils,
scene.
man.
Love it.
There's your banner. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. Boy, that Jeep is muddied extremely.
I like it. James End construction.
That was
Engine.
Steven go crapping all over the side
It's
of that.
called E-Gen. It's called Engine. By the way, how did BD Wong get off the island when the last transport left the mainland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is that how he and
Left with
everyone else
everyone
got
else.
off the island?
On the
Yeah.
boat. Yeah, the boat that
Okay.
Nedry was supposed to be on.
Again, BD Wong was so young in this movie by comparison to when we get to Dominion and how old he is.
Yeah. Saying goodbye to his park, his creation.
His life's work, pretty much.
Yeah. Now looking at his cane with the fossil. Dun, 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 dun.
And then this moment between
And this
Ellie
is
and
why
Alan
this
to where
is
she's
like,
like, "Aw, I
You
can
like
have a
get
family
down.
with him, but I'm gonna break up with him and have a family with someone else so that I
Yeah,
can
that's
divorce
just
that
weird.
man."
Why
and
didn't-
then
Why didn't
I know.
Ellie and Alan just get married at the end of this movie?
blame Joe Johnson on that one. I don't know
Joe
why.
Johnston for Jurassic Park 3. Yeah.
It's like, and the thing is just have it be that she's like, "I'm never going back to an island with dinosaurs, Alan. You're crazy. Go by yourself." There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. There
They
you
should
go.
have been married with kids, and then Alan just goes off to the island and Jurassic.
Yeah, no, they should have.
But that's kind of what they did in Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion. Yeah.
They finally said, we need to fix this because so many directors decided not to do this. So many writers decided not to do this, but everybody wanted to ship them together. They finally did it. 5 movies later?
Oh, they are together in Dominion. Okay.
I also just
They
love
get together in
them,
Dominion. So at the end
Alan
of Dominion,
looking at the birds because it's just.
Do they make out at
it
the end of
all
Dominion? Is
circles
that it?
back.
kind of like basically what ends up happening is at the end of Dominion, they end up she's divorced. He never got with anybody, and they realize that they should have been together the entire
Oh.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I really love that ending with Alan looking at the birds because it just sort of circles all back to
Right. That
the
they
evolution that they go into the birds.
Condors on the verge of extinction. If I were going to bring condors back, you wouldn't have
Michael
anything to say about it.
Crichton, who would go on to write the screenplay for Twister after this, 3 years after this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Twister, that's a movie right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of Jurassic Park, celebrating its 30th anniversary, directed by Steven Spielberg and starring an incredible cast featuring Sam Neill. You got Laura Dern, you got Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough, the list goes on and on. Wayne Knight, I'm sorry, I just think of him as Newman. But he's in it, and a whole bunch of great actors are in it. So that brings us to the end of the movie. The credits are rolling. So, gentlemen, I want to go around the horn here. Tim, after watching this movie for its 30th anniversary, what are your thoughts, and what would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, thoughts. I mean, the same as I remember it as a kid. It's a fine movie. It's good from start to finish. I mean, granted, some of the deleted scenes we were talking about, I kind of wish they added them into like a director's cut, but that's just nitpicky, really. I mean, the CGI, what ILM was able to do, still holds up to this day, and it's been 30 years and it still holds up. It's still breathtaking. Just the dinosaur shots, the first one with the Brachiosaurus and Alan and Ellie just looking on. I'd go 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
All right, I gotcha. Good stuff. So, Phil, after watching this movie for its 30th anniversary, what are your thoughts on the movie? And on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give this one?
So I've watched this movie many times, many times in the last 30 years. Definitely one of those movies that's in my top 10 of all time kind of movies. It just, again, watching it now is nothing but nostalgia for me. I've never had very many bad things about this movie. There are small, like little nitpicky things, but for the most part, this movie is solid. I would give this a solid 9 out of 10. Just because, again, it's one of those movies where it's entertaining the whole way through. You have a lot of good character development. Like, you see where the characters start from and where they end from, and it's. I mean, I guess aside from Ian doesn't really learn very much, but I mean, like, aside from that, I mean, the movie was very well done, and I give it a 9 out of 10.
Rock on, man. And the gentleman who joined us a little bit late to the party, but he joined us nonetheless, and we are so grateful that he was able to join us. Matt Kearns, what are your thoughts on the movie known as Jurassic Park? And on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give it?
Yeah, I love this movie. It's in my top 5. And it's a movie that every single time I watch it, I'm like, yep, it earns that spot. It is one of the greatest film blockbusters of all time. One of the greatest sci-fi adventure films. I love how, like my favorite Universal monster movie, Frankenstein, it's a story about when man plays God, things go wrong. I really just love, the cast is fantastic. It's one of Spielberg's finest. And you say on a scale of 1 to 10, but I say, my scale, this one, it goes to 11. I give it an 11 out of 10.
Goes all the way up to 11.
Oh my goodness, I think I understood that reference. No, I did. But for me, I remember watching this movie growing up and enjoying it. After watching it after so many years, because I haven't seen this movie like forever, it's good. It's solid. I agree with something that Phil was saying earlier. I agree. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. There's a few little nitpicks here and there, but other than that, it's a really good film. Visually, it's one of the best visual effects laden films ever made. I think score-wise, John Williams. I mean, he's the GOAT. So great score, great atmosphere that he sets up with the score, great sound effects, great sound design, great editing. I truly believe when I watch this movie that these dinosaurs are. I know you in the back of your mind that it's visual effects, but for me, when I watch this movie, it's so real to me. Those visual effects hold up 30 plus years later, and it's incredible stuff. So 8 out of 10 for me. That's what I'm going to give the movie known as Jurassic Park. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you have enjoyed this special presentation here at Nerd Culture Channel. This has been so much fun. We're looking forward to doing more of these anniversary watch-alongs as we go through the course of this year of 2023 and beyond. We have a lot of great things planned for you. But before I get to that, I want to go around the horn here. Tim, where can the good people of the interwebs follow you on social media and everything that you have coming up? What's on the docket?
You can find my YouTube in the little thing below my name there, Tim Smith Reactions on YouTube. It's just Tim Smith Reactions. I'm on Facebook. My full name. I pop up whenever you need an extra streamer, I guess, for the watch-alongs or whatever topic comes along. The online trivia community with all the different ones. God, there's so many. But that's where you can find me, and always here helping Ryan with these watch-alongs as the as your number counter guy. So
Well, we appreciate it wholeheartedly. Matt Kearns, I got to go to you, big man. What do you got on the docket, and where can the good people of the interwebs follow you online?
You guys can follow me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter. 2 releases on YouTube, Matt Movies 611, and you can also find me working on Take 3 Productions, to where I do a whole slew of things. I host a show called Second Look, where I take a movie that I love that I think is either overhated or under talked about, and I kind of tell you why I like it. I got a video in the works right now on 2008 Speed Racer, and certainly 2 of the Jurassic Park films are on my docket, but I'll let you guys sit and think about which ones they are. It's not the original, I can tell you that. And you can also find me hosting the Fandom podcast, where me and a guest, we sit down and we take one topic and we talk about the reason why we love it. Ryan was on and we talked about Superman. I've done other episodes on animation and things like that. And then finally, I'm also the co-host of the podcast Simple Tricks and Nonsense with my buddy Abe Flores, to where I have to be honest, we hit go live and we just kind of see what happens.
I love that.
Last episode, we ranked the Disney Renaissance and in a tier list. And our tier list was Cinema, What a Picture, Greg the Tiger, Could Do Without It, and Did This Go to Video? ? So go and check that out if you want to see how we ranked the Renaissance with that tier list ranking system.
I wish I could have been on that with you.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
That is some good stuff. You're going to have to check. For those of you who are watching or listening, you're definitely going to have to tune in for that. So, Phil, my goodness gracious, I thought Kearns had something going on. But you have a million things going on. So, Phil, where can the individual who is watching or listening to this broadcast follow you on social media and everything that you have coming up?
Well, first off, ladies and gentlemen, find us everywhere at Distance Nerding.
Do it! Do it! Come on! Do it now!
If you're unfamiliar with who we are and what we do, ladies and gentlemen, we are a podcast. We talk about everything: movies, music, food, wrestling, whatever it is you're nerding out on. We want to talk about it. The idea being that we want to be a safe space for everybody's fandoms. It doesn't matter what you like. We want to know what you nerd out on, and we want to advocate for it, right? So if you want to check us out, everything that we do, we're, we do 2 shows a week. I do a live stream a week as well. Live streams are on our game streams, not live stream, game streams. If you're into like gaming and anything like that, I do game streams on Mondays, usually from 8 to 12. Tuesdays from 6 to 8, we do a show called The Download, where we talk news, rumors, reviews, trailer reactions, things like that. Thursdays, we do a show called The Build. We mentioned it earlier, but basically I build Lego on stream. We interview celebrities, and we do different types of brackets and stuff like that. So we'll usually do things like, who's the best Disney princess, or who is, right now we're doing best animated DC show, things like that, right? So it's the idea is you get to hang out in the chat and vote on whatever it is that you want to vote on, anything like that. Check us out, guys. We're on, for live streams, we're on Twitch and YouTube, but everywhere else, we're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram. We're on GeoCities, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet. You can go and hang out with us and check us out, guys. Just remember.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Check us out at Distance Nerding everywhere that exists.
Boy, this man is prepared, like over prepared. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. And by the way, I like the Arnold sound effect you played from Predator. I love that.
I feel this is so nice that you like my voice.
Do it now!
That is wonderful. It's amazing. It's like I'm listening to myself talk. I love it. Phil.
Yeah, I love it every time.
It's incredible. It's so wonderful. It's like, and I like the thing about the feet. I will certainly go and check that out after this.
Ryan, I forgot.
Okay, with the feet thing, you sound like the drunk Russian from.
What were you gonna say, Phil? I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was gonna say I had a soundbite ready for you, and then the moment passed, but I'm gonna do it again real quick. So you said John Williams is the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello there.
Obi-Wan saying those magic words. I love it so much.
Shut up and take my money.
Oh, we're going to be here all night, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to let you know something, and this is important because I do want to let you guys know, and for the person who's watching or listening to this, I want to let you know this. So my name is Ryan. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check us out at Nerd Culture Channel, all over YouTube. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all the great things at It's Nerd Culture. Those links are located within the description of this video. You can also follow our guests, including Phil and Matt Kearns, and we got Tim. Links will be located within the description of this video, so make sure you check those guys out. They're doing some amazing things on their channels, respectively. Also, we're this close to hitting 1,000. Once we do, we're going to throw a great big live stream with returning guests, some surprises. We're also going to have some special giveaways there, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we're going on tour. We're going to Comic Cons. We're going to be at Awesome Con in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., June 16th through the 18th. And then right after that, we'll be at Shore Leave in Hunt Valley, Maryland, which is on July 7th through the 9th. And then Galaxy Con, July 28th through the 30th, which is going to be located in Raleigh, North Carolina. But as far as movie anniversary watch-alongs, you want to know what's coming up next? I know you do. I know you do. So our next one is going to be Man of Steel. Ooh. That's right. One of the most underrated comic movies of all time, and my favorite Superman movie of all time. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. Man of Steel.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Man of Steel turns the big 1-0. That's right. 10 years on Sunday, June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be celebrating Man of Steel. And then the next day after that, we're doing double trouble, folks. June 12th, we're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of another criminally underrated comic movie known as The Incredible Hulk. That's right. Yeah, The Incredible Hulk. And then on June 27th, to wrap things up for the month, we're going to be doing the 30th anniversary of Rookie of the Year, one of the greatest sports movies of all time. And they're all going to take place at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure you bookmark it, put those dates in your calendar. We have links to those on our Facebook pages, on our YouTube channels. They're all there, so check them out. A lot of great things coming your way very soon. My gosh, we got so many great things coming. I'm excited. I'm excited to celebrate these movies because honestly, I'm having so much fun hanging out with our panelists, sharing our memories and our thoughts with you because we do this to entertain you. We do this because we love it. And if you like what you see here, all you got to do is like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you can get notified when our videos go up. And in the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. And I do want to say congratulations to the entire cast and crew of Jurassic Park on its 30th anniversary. Congratulations, everybody. It's a great movie. It's a really good stuff. A lot of fun. Stay away from the raptors because they tend to hunt in packs and hunt from the side. But remember, exactly. Thank you, Jawas. And remember, life is better when watching movies, whether you're by yourself or with your friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Take a look.
You feel that?
Now, for the first time ever, Jurassic Park, the Ultimate Trilogy on Blu-ray.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Bring home one of the biggest motion picture trilogies of all time. And return to Jurassic Park like never before.
No move.
Digitally restored and remastered with perfect picture and perfect sound. With all new 7.1 audio and hours of bonus features.
We all learned so much about how to make that kind of a movie that we had never done before.
Mommy's very angry.
No movie collection is complete without these must-own films.
It's coming back!
Jurassic Park, the Ultimate Trilogy. Own it on Blu-ray October 25th.
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.